All right, let's get started for all the impatient out there. Welcome, everybody, to the YouTube live stream Q&A number 16. OBS, the streaming thing, seems to be a little bit against me, so bear with me 1 second. Hope you all are doing fantastic today. Why has it's suddenly I can't get the little projector window up so I can look at you like this when I talk. It was working just fine a second ago, and then, you know, you start streaming and then this stuff happens every time. Hope you all are doing well. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. I'll just go like this, and boom. Oh, it's been a long time since we got to chat, huh? A long time. I'm doing well. Hope you're doing well too as well. Giddy. Everybody else? GME, Meds, Go Rye. Daniel, I gotta make sure nobody has a trick name that makes me say something bad. Josh Yo Toast. Oh, yeah, it's been probably some years since I've done one of these. Not for any specific reason. Just you know, life, and never seen one of my live streams. Yeah, I mean, I don't do them very often. Even on Twitch. I saw somebody in chat ask if I have a Twitch. I do, but like I stream so rarely. Feel free to follow it, twitch.tv/Jonny Atma. But like maybe once a quarter of a year, I do a stream. It could be Mario Kart, it could be a music stream, just random stuff. I'm definitely not a streamer by any means. I'm a musician. That's it's just what I do. So, I have one important announcement. I had to look away for a moment because, like I said, OBS is so wacky on this. Let me change this song. It's like guitar wankery in the background. I have one thing to reveal for you all today. Now, it's not really a reveal, it's more of an announcement. And it's one I'm sure many of you have been waiting for, like what, or when is this going to happen? But I am pleased to announce that finally, why did this, I had this set perfectly before the stream and everything went wrong. The 2025, bear with me a second. I swear to God, I had everything. And like now it's not taking right clicks. So I can't load anything, so I gotta do this. I gotta do this thing like probably 50 times to adjust the size. I promise, it's a cool announcement. The 2025-2026. I have to make sure I don't move other stuff on the screen. Is, come on. Oh, I didn't even put Ballot on there. Why won't it let me right click? Maybe if I use a different mouse. Let me see. I have two mice. I have a Mac, so I have one mouse that has right click. Yeah, it said, screw you, dude. Screw you. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna say it. We're gonna put it in the description. The 2025/2026 Gametal song ballot is live. Please allow me to adjust the description. OBS doing everything it can to screw me up today, despite having everything perfect before the stream started. Okay. 2025-26 Gametal song ballot is live. And I'll explain what this is in one moment. Make sure I get the right link. And then I promise I'll like read chat and respond to you all. I had everything perfect for the stream, and then like 25 song ballot. Okay, this one's a little different, so you have to listen to me after I post it. Okay, it should be in the description here in a second. I just added it. So what the song ballot is every year I make a song ballot. It was inspired by the Smash ballot. You could submit any singular song you want from any game into the ballot. Once it closes, we tally up the votes. I look at it all, and it strongly influences what songs I do until the next song ballot. And even afterwards, there's songs that I've been doing that have been from past song ballots, like before 2024 last year. You may notice, for anybody who has done this before, I'm calling this one the 25/26 ballot. Usually I just say it's the 2024 ballot, 2023 ballot. Don't pay too much mind to that. We're still going to do another one next year. It's just, I always do these around the middle of the year, so I figure I would just add both years to the name. So yeah, this year though, we're doing things slightly different. Actually very different, but we're also keeping the core of the song ballot intact. Yeah, it's like late 25, early 26. Exactly, Chessie. This year, there's a second page to the ballot. And on that second page, you can submit your most wanted song from some of the most popularly requested series of the channel. And those are, let me make sure I don't screw this up. Okay. Kirby, Super Mario, Sonic, Undertale, Deltarune, that's one category. Pokemon, Mega Man, Final Fantasy. Those are it's 7, right? Make sure I didn't miscount. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, 7. So if you don't have to submit one for all of these or any of these if you don't want to. You can just do the one main pick. The one main pick is still it's the first page. The very first page is any song, any game. Doesn't matter what the game is. Doesn't matter what the song is. As long as it's a video game song. And it's not one I have done recently. I'll consider remakes of like very old Gametal songs. But I'll be posting the link in the Discord once we get off here. Merum. So the reason I did this was just simple curiosity. I just wanted to kind of see what people's most wanted, like Kirby and Undertale and Pokemon songs and stuff like that were. These 7 series might change next year. I might keep some. I might throw some new ones in the old ones' place. So like next year, maybe I'll take out, just for example, maybe I'll take out Mega Man or something and throw in something like Castlevania, stuff like that. Just going based off vibes of the current request year, I suppose. But yeah, if you do submit a song on that first page from any game, you can repeat that same song if it was from one of these series. Like if, let's say you wanted the battle theme from the first Final Fantasy, and that was your main pick on the first page, where it's like, what song from what game, or what song from what game do you want to hear the most? You put battle scene Final Fantasy. You can put battle scene Final Fantasy in the second page as well. So I know that's probably going to get asked. That's the deal with that. So you can duplicate there. Obviously don't put Megalovania on every series or something like that. You know what I mean? But yeah, I try to make it as simple as possible. Again, the only thing that's required is that first page. If you don't care about Sonic or Kirby or Undertale, you don't have to put anything in those slots. Or if you don't care about any of those 7 series, you don't have to fill them out. They're not required. It's just if you want to. And if you want to do all 7, go for it. Be my guest. That's the only thing I really had to reveal. I was hoping to have that on the screen, but OBS is not cooperating with me today. Oh, look, it just pulled up. I found it. Oh. Wait, we can get it up here now. I don't know why it just came up here super late. Maybe I can finally fix all this stuff now. Yep, here we go. Okay, everything started working just for no reason. But that's good. That's a good thing. We want things to work on here and not be ridiculous. Okay, so now I can get this on screen and not looking crazy. is now live. Check the description for link to the past. Okay, there. That's how it was supposed to be, and then OBS was like, you know what? If you right-click anything, it's not gonna work. Oh, hang on 1 second, you all. I have an important phone call to deal with. Give me 1 moment. Okay, sorry about that. Just had to make sure nothing was wrong with my wife. Okay, everything's good. Announcements. That was really the only announcement I want to make. I know it's been a bit of a slow year, you all, but it's for good reason. We got some stuff coming. It's gonna be good. I promise. So now I can read chat. Now that I'm done with this small bit of news, but important. Is the link in the description, by the way. Please let me know if it's not showing up so I can panic and freak out and try to fix it. Can you get hatless stream for 300k? You know, oh, it's not showing up for real? It should be. Let me see. No panic, no freak out, only vibes. Try, for the sake of me, try to refresh. That might pull it up. All right, some people are saying you gotta leave and come back. Okay. Refreshing might work. That's just my hope. All right. Johnny, you are my inspiration to play guitar. Oh, thank you, Pedra. Padre, excuse me. Almost said Pedra. I've been listening to you since 2019 because of you. I started playing guitar in 2020. I love you. I love you back, Padre. Thank you so much for the kind words. Always nice to hear that. I get the occasional email of somebody saying, or comment of somebody saying I inspired them. And it's always just like an incredibly great feeling and an honor to be able to influence anybody to do anything musical. If I've influenced you to do something non-musical, I hope it's good. And if it is, I'm happy about that too. Glad you're doing this after all these years. It's only gotten better over time. I sure hope so, Rubberman. Because, like, I'm afraid of the diminishing returns. You know, I always say every year I go back and I listen to the previous year and I'm like, oh, this sounds like crap. It's gotten less and less so, I would say, probably since, like, I don't know, like 2022 or so. Maybe it's like, oh, okay, I can still listen to this. And every now and then, like, I'll like a random old song of mine will pop up and I'll be like, oh, this sounds pretty good. But yeah, usually I go back and listen to the prior year and I'm like, oh, this sounds terrible. But that's just like a creator thing or an artist thing. If you create stuff, everybody can love it, but then like if you go back and look a year later and everybody still loves it, you can be like, oh, you just see and hear, and for music you hear like all the problems and you just want to fix them. Finding a way back here is so funny. How to navigate history because I couldn't. Wait, did you say one of your pieces sucked? I mean, like, all of my old stuff to me is like unlistenable. I just can't. Like I said, I hear all the problems, all the things I would do different. But you know, like, if people still like it, like that's fantastic. Where's Bowser Puppet? I think he's on the shelf. My rug came up.
Hello, I'm here to answer all your questions.
I can't do it without the effects. It's him. He's a celebrity around these parts. He's a celebrity.
showtime.
I should make a K. Rool puppet? Well, I definitely can't make them. I ordered him. I think you can get him on like Amazon. How's Waddle Dee Plush, by the way? He's doing good. Now, I don't know if Waddle Dee Plush is over there. He should be. He's probably like buried under Supersonic and everything. You missed the Sonic plush? So the Sonic plush has a funny story. I mean, I still have the Supersonic plush, but I did have a normal Sonic plush and a Shadow plush. I had 2 dogs back then. Now I have 3 dogs. Excuse me. I came home and Sonic plush was destroyed. Dogs found him. They weren't fans. They were Mario fans. And then the same thing happened to Shadow plush. So, like, it's kind of a funny story how I got the Sonic plushes. I was living near Memphis at the time. Was I in or near Memphis? I can't remember. I think I might have been in Memphis, actually. There was a Walmart that had just installed a vending machine, and it was all Sonic plushes. And it was apparently they're bootleg. I don't know if they are or not. I saw one for sale online that said it was bootleg. I actually think it's official. But it had like Supersonic, had Tails, normal Sonic, Shadow. What they didn't do, for those that don't know, vending machines, you can I guess I'll say rig. You can rig them to where the claw won't be as strong when it grabs most of the time. They didn't set the calibration right, and it was actually in favor of, like, strongly in favor of the person playing. So the claw was grabbing full strength every time. It was more than fair. It was favorable to the player. And so, like, I got like 6 plushes, 6 official. It says they're official again. I saw them online that said bootleg. I think they're official. I got like 6 or 7 plushes for like $10 because that, like, it was a new machine, and I guess they forgot to set the thing to where it doesn't let you grab it as easy. But it was grabbing full strength, and so I got like I got a Knuckles I gave to one of my friends that was a huge Knuckles fan. I gave my girlfriend, now wife, I forgot which one I gave her. I think I gave her a Tails. But yeah, I had the Sonic and the Shadow and the Supersonic. Thanks, Bianca. You have a wife. We've been married for 10 years. It's going to be 11 October 4th. Yeah, with Tails doll. The real Tails doll. No, I'm not good at claw machines. This one was not. They didn't set the setting that makes it weak. I don't know what it's called. I'm sure there's an official term. Thanks, Crange. Hope I said your name right. I love the recent Tenor remix. Nubinator, there you are. Nubinator's one of our patrons. Become a Gametal patron, by the way. It's very helpful. Pulled me twice during the listening streams. Yeah, I think I said something about that too when we did it. We do listening streams on the Gametal Patreon, where I listen to Patreon requests. Yeah, Noob, I picked you last stream and you weren't there, and like usually you are. And I said, "Where is he? He's always here." Transformers is playing in the background. Yes, it's not too loud, is it? Did I turn it down? It'd be funny if I didn't. Okay, I did. Were you, dude? Go Rye. What do you mean? I'm here. HB the Battle of the game soundtracks I've worked on. Which one have I enjoyed the most? All the game soundtracks I've worked on have been with T-Lopes, so I think I actually can like answer this and not offend anybody. Oh man. The Shinobi one, by the way, you all, if you don't know, I was the guitar player for most of the songs on the Shinobi Art of Vengeance soundtrack. Composed by T-Lopes. Yuzo Koshiro did a few songs as well. I wasn't on any of his songs. I think he either has his own person or does it himself, whatever. But I think that's honestly some of T's most versatile, like best work. Like it doesn't. I mean, of course, there's always going to be stuff that sounds like T-Lopes, but like there's stuff that doesn't, and it's really good. Probably that one's really good. We just wrapped up Marvel Cosmic Invasion stuff. That's cool too. Probably Ninja Turtles, because I got to sing on that one. And it's Ninja Turtles. That's like one of the names I can like when people say, what do I do? When people ask what I do when they don't know who I am or anything, or I'm just meeting somebody new, especially if they're not in the VGM field. That's like the one name I can throw out where they recognize something I've done. That's the one thing. And plus, like, it's awesome soundtrack. Awesome soundtrack. How many covers have I made in total? There's a count. I think the Patreon people have been keeping count. It's 600 something. That's including remakes and all the old stuff, and yeah, it's a lot. Maybe I should try to like get a world record. I don't know what Guinness would quantify as being legitimate, not just being like slopped together like 30-second covers. Is it 6:59? It might be something like that. Hey, Revolver. The thing is live. The ballot is live, as you can see on the screen. Did I see T-Lopes did a remix of a short character jingle? Yeah, I saw that. It was actually really funny because I was in my backyard with my dogs. I've been playing Silk Song a lot lately. And I had the ooh, sorrow. Like, I had that in my head. And I pulled up Twitter on my phone, and like his remix of that came up. And so it was very crazy how the universe works. Where is Mr. Clean? Where is he? You're a patron too, aren't you? I feel like I saw your name on Patreon. Favorite video game villain that isn't Bowser? That's a good question. Favorite video game villain that isn't Bowser? Kefka? I like the idea of Kefka. I mean, I know it's kind of implied that his mindset was a result of experimentation, but like sometimes people are just crazy. And Kefka is just crazy. So yeah, I would say Kefka. How did I start my journey? Tiffany Welsh. I've always been a fan of game music. When I moved to not Memphis, but a place like maybe like 30-40 minutes away from Memphis in a different county, when I was in 6th grade. So that was, Jesus Christ, like 25 years ago or so. And when I moved there, I had to transfer schools. It was still the beginning of the school year, and they said, do you want to do band or gym? And I was not a very like fit and active kid, I will say. So like, of course I was like, band, please. And they put me in band, and then everyone was choosing like, cause you know, it's like the first year of band was 6th grade, at least in that area. So it's like, okay, everybody raise your hand for what instrument you want to play. So it's like, who wants to play clarinet? And people raise their hand. Who wants to play flute? People raise their hand. Who wants to play trumpet? I raised my hand for trumpet because I wanted to play the trumpet line from Final Fantasy VI battle theme. Like, that's what I had in my head. Like, oh, it'd be so cool if I could play that one day. And then they kept going, and no one raised their hand for tuba. And I was a bit of a, I don't want to say wild kid, but let's say insane kid. No one raised their hand for tuba, and I wanted to be cool and different, so I was like, okay, I'll do tuba. So I switched my vote from trumpet to tuba, just to be the different one, just to be the odd one out of the bunch. I was a hipster from a young age. So that's what got me into doing anything. Well, actually, I played violin in 5th grade strings band, but we were all awful and just sounded like a bunch of dying cats, like on the violin. And it was very hard. That's a very hard instrument. People still ask me, like, what's the most difficult instrument that I've played? Violin, hands down. Because until you're really, really good, you sound awful. Like every note sounds dying cat. And it's like you sound less and less like a dying cat as time goes on until you finally sound like a beautiful cat that everybody enjoys. But yeah, then with Gametal specifically, in early 2000s, I started recording video game covers. I did Mario World Ghost House, and I did a bunch of Contra songs from Contra, the NES game. I did most of the Contra soundtrack, actually. I used to have it on my website. I don't think I have it up anymore. Maybe one day I'll post it again. But I mean, they weren't good covers by any means. It was like really crappy programmed drums. The mixing was awful. You know, we didn't have access to everything we have access to now back then. But then in 2009, like after 2000, like I think the Contra stuff I did in like 2005. Excuse me. 2009, a friend of mine played, somebody covered like the Tetris Type A theme that they covered on YouTube on guitar. And I was a very, like, no lies, I was very egotistical and full of myself back when I was in my early 20s. And I thought it was awesome. I wasn't. But I was like, I could do better than this. And so I put together my own Tetris cover. And that was really the start of Gametal. And that actually is on my website, jonnyatma.com, which needs to be updated. I know. Don't yell at me, please. That was the very start. And before I called it Gametal, I called it Nintendo Experienced Shred, because the abbreviation was NES. It was an idea of what a friend of mine had at the time. And I thought it was really funny and stupid, and so I did it. But yeah, then I kept doing stuff. I've always been into VGM, and you know, any musician ever, when they first start, you know, their big goal and aspiration is to like make their original album and have it sell millions and go like triple platinum, and they make $1 billion. So like, I feel like most musicians have that first dream, and or still do. But I always said, like, you know, if the VGM thing pops off, like, hell yeah, let's do it. So we went through our trials and hardships, of course, but in the end it ended up paying off, and now we're here where we are today. So yeah, okay. Whew, if you've been saying stuff, I'm sorry I missed it. Feel free to repeat yourself. Xavier, hope you love I love you and your music. Have you done Kingdom Hearts It's Lingering Will song? I have not. That's actually a popular request, though. I'll say that much. Gametal. Yeah, you can say GA Metal. I always say people can say however they want. When I came up with the name, I remember I was working at FedEx at the time, and I was just like, in my thoughts, just my brain is very active and won't shut up most of the time. And I was trying to think of names for my project, because I was like, okay, the Nintendo Experience Shred thing is funny, but it doesn't really, like, if I cover things that aren't Nintendo, it doesn't make too much sense. So I was like, how can I, like, combine games with metal and have, like, one name? And then I realized game ends with ME, and metal begins with ME, so you combine the two, and it's game metal. And but if you say it, like, normal speed, it sounds like gay metal. Which doesn't bother me. It's kind of funny, but, like, like, I never thought of how it would be said out loud. But again, like, if you want to say gay metal, that's fine. Some people, like, especially people new to the channel, always make the joke, like, oh, it's gay metal, ha ha ha. But, like, So, so what? You're damn right it's gay metal. But I've always said God metal. Some people thought it was Georgia metal, like I was from Georgia or something, but I'm not. Not from Georgia. I've been to Georgia. I've been to Atlanta a few times. It's a fun area. Yeah, and the rest is history. That's right. It's scars. Are you banned in gay metal during Pride Month? No, then I look like the people that do it just debate, you know. Still no live show played Johnny LMAO Mape. So I played live with T-Lopes at MagFest last year. That's a fun story. If you want to know, ask. But I'm thinking about it more and more, especially after I did that last show with T. I'm thinking about it. The gears are spinning in the head. I definitely have the opportunity, like, and a good opportunity at that. I've taken my hat, like, there's a picture of me with no hat on Discord, on the Patreon. Like, you have to really, really dig to find it. It's like early days. Speedwagon, what brand is my microwave? That's a unique question. It's probably Whirlpool. Or maybe it's Maytag. It's one of those two. I'm a bot. What's the best cover I ever did? I hope you're not a bot. If you are, it's a question a bot would probably ask, because I get asked that quite a bit every time I do these streams. The best cover I ever did, statistically speaking, is In the Final from Bowser's Inside Story. Statistically. Like, most views on YouTube, I remade it, and then the remake did better than the old version, and the old version was already, like, killing it. So that's always, like, a good sign, that the fact that I remade a song and then the remake did better than the old version, that doesn't always happen. So, especially when the song has, like, 1 million views. Now, I think In the Final has, like, some crazy number. It's number 1 on Spotify, too. Let me see. And that was 2018. What is this up to now? 4.3 million. So, statistically, that's my best cover. Dancing Mad's... Is Dancing Mad in the Million Club? I feel like it is. Let's see. No, it's not. Okay. It has 777k views. The 2019 version. I did a version in 20... When did I do that? God, that's old. It says 10 years ago. 2014, I did Dancing Mad as well. That one has 522. If you combine those two, it's over 1 million. But, yeah, I still get a lot of, like, newer comments on that video. People say, like, oh, that's crazy. What crest do I use in Silksong? Architect for bosses and Wanderer when I'm just wandering. Plans for releasing new CDs. Trevor, I bought the 4 on your Bandcamp a couple months ago. Used them on most car rides. I feel like it's spoilery if I say yes or no. I mean, in the future, for sure. There's going to be more projects that involve physical releases. I wish I could do them and not have to have 300 printed to get the silver backing. Because they don't exactly fly off the shelves, especially these days. Like, less and less people are using physical media, especially when it comes to CDs. But yeah, there will be more stuff that'll be released on CDs. I don't release the yearly albums on CDs because, like, it would have to be like a 3 or 4 disc set, and then, like I said, like the physicals don't exactly fly off the shelves, so I don't exactly make my money back. And then, like, with the 3 or 4 disc set, you're talking about like double, triple the cost. So, like, yeah, it's just like a cost. Like, if maybe if I were like super popular, like 1 million plus subs, getting 100k views on all the obscure songs, maybe I could consider that, but we're not there yet. Maybe we'll get there someday. Your boy Kirby, hey, what's up? Small nitpick about his TV time. How come you didn't use the line, "It's TV time," before the song started? I don't know. I can't. I'm sorry, Crimson. I can't answer that for you. I just did it. Does the boo guitar have a name? The community started calling it the bootar, so that's what I started calling it. Oh, Rubberman. That's a good question. Oh, you asked me that on Patreon. I responded to you on Patreon, but I feel like that's a good. That's actually a good question to address on stream. Rubberman asked. Oh crap! I lost it. What games count under Super Mario? Talking about the ballot, there's a Super Mario section. Do Yoshi, Wario, Donkey Kong, Luigi's Mansion, and Princess Peach games count? That's a great question. Donkey Kong definitely not. Everything gets really iffy when you start talking about those other ones you talked about. Yoshi, Wario, especially Luigi's Mansion, or Luigi and Princess Peach in general. I would say if it has Mario in the game title, it's fine. If it doesn't, let's just say no. Let's just say, not on an official basis, but that's just how it's gonna be. Nathaniel Atwood, my name is Nathaniel. I am doing good. I hope you're doing good as well. You liked and subbed. Also liked your version of the King DDD song. Thank you, Nathaniel. Also a favorite of mine as well. Oh yeah, it is the Bootar V2, isn't it? I forgot. There's a Bootar version 1. And then there's the V2, which is the new and improved one. The first version now belongs to Mike. God, MMG. Mike's. Goddamn, what is his name? I don't want to say his name wrong. Somebody I want to say Mike's Awesome Gaming, but I think that's what it is. MMG Mike. MMG Mike. But what does the MMG stand for? I used to know. I forgot, Mike. If you're here listening, I'm so sorry. MMG Mike owns the first Bootar. He won it in a raffle that I did. Better Nate than never. I like that name. I got into remixing VGM because of you, good sir. Thank you. I hope to see your covers around. I hope to hear one very soon. I believe Mike said he's keeping it in like a display case, which is really cool. He's a cool guy. I'm glad he was the winner. Like, not that I wouldn't want somebody that didn't care to win it, but like I knew Mike was he was definitely a solid member of the community and has been supporting me for a long time. So it was cool when he won the raffle. I was like, oh, I know Mike. I'm glad it's going to him. Son Gloku or Gloku. What was your favorite song to cover and record? I get to ask this every stream. The way I always answer this is recently, I try to put my all and my heart into every single thing I do. But like I can't lie and say that I definitely have more of an attachment to the stuff I recognize. Because I would say like 90% of the songs I cover for games I've never played. And maybe like another 80% is from stuff I've never even heard. It's just like community requests, Patreon requests, stuff like that. In recent times, I really am happy with how Destroyed Skyworld came out. Like, super stoked with how that one came out. Like, it came out better than I was hoping. And I was worried that one would sound kind of weird. But I think it came out really, really good. I seem to really like Mega Man Zero. I like the soundtracks. I still have to play like the games, to be honest with you. I think I played the first one a long time ago. Through Maybe not the most legal means, but that's my favorite April Fool's Day cover. Barker. Let me see. Pepsi Man was an unofficial April Fool's. That, like, because it didn't drop on April Fool's. Right? I'm not lying, am I? Okay, yeah. It was a potential April Fool's. All I want, because I got to do something that wasn't that both was and wasn't an April, like a video game song. They're from one of my favorite bands. Treasureland Adventure was awesome. That's a good song. It's definitely old in my personal repertoire, but what's my non-Nintendo game cover? I'm gonna assume you meant favorite non-Nintendo game cover. Giddy. Let me see. Let's look at the MISC playlist, the PC, PlayStation, Xbox playlist. It's weird these days because a lot of stuff is like cross-platform and it's on Switch. Like, you know, all the Deltarune and Undertale stuff is also on Switch, so you could technically call it Nintendo, but it's not really. Now, if you mean from like a non-Nintendo series, probably like something like, I don't know. There's so much on here. I don't know if I can pick one. There's too many. I'm sorry. Gravity Rush, please. Gravity Rush. I'm waiting. River. Is this the game I'm thinking about? Okay, no, it's not. I'm not very familiar with Gravity Rush. Nintendo for me is something that was directly made or published by them exclusively for their consoles. Yeah, I would say that too, especially nowadays, because like I said, everything is cross-platform. Very little is console exclusive if it's not by the company. Call of Duty or Battlefield? I never played a Battlefield game. I played Call of Duty. What was it me and my roommate played a long time ago? I think it was 3. We played 3 a bit online. So I'll have to say that by default. Favorite Disney cartoon show? It's funny you asked that. Let me see. I actually didn't watch a lot of Disney. I was more of a Nickelodeon Cartoon Network guy. Or kid, I should say. I'm trying to look and see. I'm looking at a list of Disney cartoons. I mean, back in the day, like Darkwing Duck. I watched Darkwing Duck a lot when I was a kid, and DuckTales. All the duck shows. Yeah, I had to like reach far back for my favorite Disney cartoons. You were a Cartoon Network kid all the way, TBS. I was both. I flew back and forth, so I didn't have an allegiance to one or the other. Do I like horror games? My wife Cherise, she does. So I've played a lot of Resident Evil and stuff because of her. I don't have anything against them. But like, you know, there's a lot of like indie horror games and stuff like that nowadays. Like I haven't really played any of them. I haven't played many mobile games either, Daniel. I played Final Fantasy Record Keeper when it was active because it had like a sick soundtrack and addiction mechanics. I like talking about horror games, not so much playing them, is what Rubberman says. Maybe something like that. Doki Doki Literature Club is one of them, says River. I mean, it wasn't the Doki Doki Panic sequel I was expecting, but it was definitely a game. I haven't played Helldivers, no, Daniel. Will I ever play Yakuza, Jeppo? I need to. I have so many friends that say I need to play it. I've never played a Yakuza game. It needed wart. You're damn right. It needed wart. One great work with covers. Greets from Peru. Thank you, Juan. Jose Fernandez Davila. How have you gotten good on many instruments? Many hours practice per day. Your guitar skills are impressive. Thank you, Shadowbick. So really the only instrument I would say I am above average proficient on is guitar. Drums, I mostly mess around. Like, I could definitely get so much better at drums if I like actually sat and like learned all the rudiments and stuff, but I'm very, very much a hobbyist drummer. I just love like throwing on songs and playing to them. And you know, that just came with like literally at this point almost 2 decades worth of just playing around with stuff. I used to be far better at keyboard / piano than I am nowadays. I just don't have time to practice it as much as I want to. So you know, I'm pushing 40, you all. So I've been doing this for almost 25 years now, like playing instruments. Actually, really, almost 30 if you want to include like me being a kid and messing around with stuff. But yeah, like practice time just comes so slim. Oh, you just gotta keep playing, and then like being able to do this full time for the past 10 years, of course, like just naturally helps with my abilities, and like being able to hear stuff and play it, and like know where to go and like know what needs to be done. Like I can do that in a flash now because I like have to push out covers every week, or three to 5 per month. So you kind of learn naturally when you have to do it all the time. I sure fake drum proficiency amazingly. Thanks, Leaf Scars. Yeah. Like I would say on drums I'm pretty good, but like if you put me up against somebody who actually like, I don't even want to say got lessons, but who actually learned the intricacies of drumming, they would wipe the floor with me. I'm very much a hobbyist drummer. Stan, first time catching a live stream, welcome. I haven't done one in a while, so don't worry. Love your music, been listening since early days. Made a playlist of my favorite 100 Gametal tracks. It's in your regular workout rotation. Cool, very cool. What's the latest one you're listening to, Stan, that's getting you pumped in the gym? I need it. I need to know which one it is. Santiago, what's my thoughts on VGM remade in different console instruments? Pokemon Mystery Dungeon DS to Final Fantasy VI. You mean like I think what you're referring to, like it's commonly on YouTube as dire docs in the Pokemon Black and White sound font, stuff like that. It can be really cool. I think for anyone who does that, they need to keep in mind there's more to it than just taking the tracks and replacing the instruments with the sound fonts. Like if you can do that and then alter things to match the other composer's style, that takes it to a whole nother level that makes it really cool. I think if you're just taking the tracks and just pasting the sound font instruments on top of it, like it's kind of like, I mean it can work, but it doesn't capture the essence as well. I think that's the the biggest flaw that a lot of people that do that fall into. So if you can do that and then make alterations to match the other composer style that you're translating to, that can make it really, really, really cool. But far too often I'll hear like Mario 64 main theme in the... It's usually Pokemon. In the Pokemon Heart Gold, Soul Silver sound font. Something like that. And it'll just be a straight one-to-one. It's so much cooler if you can like alter the bass line and stuff like that to where it matches, to where it actually sounds like a Pokemon song rather than where it just sounds like you threw the sound font on top of the original composition. That's my thoughts on it. I've heard some good ones. I've heard a lot of ones that were what I was talking about. It's just kind of like, you can do that in like 10 minutes. Thanks, Froggy. Since 2016. Been here for a minute. I appreciate that. Yeah, that's fine, Santiago. My advice is, if you're gonna do that, is to you don't even really have to study it long. Just kind of like study what makes a particular game soundtrack sound like the way it is. Like with Pokemon, you got a lot of like, especially if there's like a lot of franticness to Pokemon music, you know. Pokemon music is like all over the place a lot of the times, compositionally. So if you're transferring a song and from like Mario to Pokemon, you know, like go from the Mario kind of casual laid back sound to like that franticness that something like Pokemon has, or you know, take whatever game out of what I'm saying and replace it with your own, and adding your own twist is more than welcome as well. Shadowvic also in 2016. Okay. What happened in 2016? People still here. Was it Calamari Inc? I think that was my big hit in 2016. Someone said I am such a foolish girl. Your Kirby and Mega Man tracks are amazing. Misty Rain, one of my favorites I've done. Thanks, Stan. I don't know, Misty Rain, bit of an underrated one. I like Misty Rain too. Maram Kastrat. Hope I said her name correctly. Well, that reminds me, what if we have a poll with medleys only? That sounds nice. I did a couple community polls. Was it last year or the year before that, where I asked you all what you want to see? I have another medley, another console medley coming up for you all very soon, as well as a series medley coming later. I'd like to get it out before the end of the year, but we'll see what happens. Usually, what I do is on Patreon. If you want to become a Gametal Patreon, please do. But if you can't afford to, I understand. Is I have people vote, or not vote. I have people place submissions, and then we pull random, like anywhere from 7 to 10 for a console medley. That's how we usually put those together. The thing with the medleys is they are a heavy investment, and the time investment to trying to think of the best way to frame this. The time investment to YouTube performance ratio is not great. Like I have to put a lot more time into a medley, and then like only for it to get like a third of the, or even a fourth of the views that a normal video would get. That kind of sucks. I don't make a video performing crazy good my top priority by any means, especially when you look at some of the more obscure stuff I've done. The fact that I haven't already covered 5 Deltarune Chapter 3-4 songs should show you that I don't do that very often. But yeah, medleys are very... It takes me a lot of effort to put a medley together. So, and then for, like I said, for it to only get like a fraction of the listens that the other stuff gets, and then I can't even put it on streaming on top of that. Like, that's why I don't really do stuff like it. That's why I keep the medleys down to only like 2 a year on a good year. First time you get to hear my speaking voice. What's up? Dwight the Gamer. It's a higher pitch than you imagine. Everybody always says, oh, your voice is so much higher pitched than I thought it would be. Maybe in 10 more years, you know, your voice gets lower and lower as you age. Maybe in 10 more years, I'll be to the point where I sound like I look, I guess. What if I make medleys from developers that's not been well known? Oh, well, that's everything I said times 2. No, but we're still going to do medleys. Aim for twice a year at minimum. I have one coming up for you very soon, I promise. Like, if it's not out in October, then, like, I must have died. Medleys are fun. It's fun for the Patreon people. That's the main reason I do it, is for the Patreon people. The premieres are fun. They're a fun time, you know. Like, I don't put together a medley thinking like, oh, this is gonna be a 1 million view video on YouTube. It's just a fun time for the Patreon people and the people that can make it to the premiere and stuff like that. Appreciate I do the obscure stuff, even though they don't hit the same views. I like the Ogre Battle 64 track a lot, for example. Yeah, that's always been a priority for me personally, is to not just do the popular stuff, because, like, I don't know, the popular stuff is getting done by, like, so many of the top people already. I still don't want to make myself to look like a liar. Like, I still do stuff that's popular at the time when I can. Like, I just did the Deltarune song. Even though the Deltarune song, like, because when did Chapter 3-4 come out? It was a few months ago, right? Like, it's funny because I was seeing comments saying, like, oh, he's actually doing this pretty quick than he usually does when a new game or whatever comes out. It came out June 5th? Yeah. So the fact that people are saying I did TV time really soon is really funny to me. Because that's 5 months later. Usually people are doing it. There are people that will do a cover the next day to get those views. You know what I mean? And actually, TV time was a Patreon request, actually, that we pulled from a stream drawing thing. That was pulled in, what was it, June or July? What? It might have been July. I can't remember. But we actually, like, it's been on the to-do list for a minute. I've been rambling so long, I forgot what I was talking about. I think, like, we started with medleys, and now how I ended up got in here. Covering obscure stuff, that's what it was. Yeah, it's always been a top priority for me because, like I said, everybody's going to cover the popular stuff. Everyone's going to cover the stuff on the trending tab, and that's fine. I understand why they do it, especially if you're a smaller channel. You should do it if you want to grow, because that's what the algorithm's pushing out. That's what people are searching for, algorithm or not. But, you know, who's doing Panzer Dragoon Orda, right? Who's doing Ogre Battle 64 these days? No one, because people won't do it because they think, like, oh, if I do this, no one's going to watch it. Like, I understand that if you're growing and you're trying to grow, that's your main priority, that's your only priority, cool. But, like, there are fans of Panzer Dragoon Orda. There are fans of Ogre Battle 64. There are fans of all these games and soundtracks that have 100, like, only hundreds or maybe less than 10,000 views on YouTube overall 15 years ago they were posted. I feel like those people should be able to have some cake as well, you know what I mean? So I will be happy to provide that cake if they like the cake that I am able to bake. Okay, that was a long-winded explanation for obscure covers. Favorite tattoo I've got done. Do you plan to get more? I like all my tattoos. So my latest one is this one. That's move my microphone out of the way probably. So this one was my 10-year anniversary gift to my wife. She's a Scorpio, and so Scorpios are represented by scorpions. Excuse me. I'm a Cancer, which is represented by the crab, and so I got the scorpion, and the crab holding hands over the heart. That's that one. This one was drawn up by a friend of mine. This one's hard to like show like on video or image because like you kind of have to see my whole arm. But I had my friend draw this up. I said like, can you make like a sea serpent that's made out of musical instruments? My friend Nolan, shout out to Nolan. And so he drew this sea serpent. You can kind of see, I don't know how to, let me the mic. Where is, okay, so the very tip of the tail is a guitar headstock. And then it's a keyboard piano. This is so hard to do on video. And then there's a guitar fretboard that's attached to the keyboard by 2 drums. And then he has a guitar. It's kind of like a flying V. It kind of looks like my Red Rhodes V on his head. And he has a drum stool arm, which is really cool. That's one of the more creative ones. And then the rest, like, I got this cross when I was like 18. That was my first one. And then the playing cards, I always have a trick up my sleeve. And then, of course, the classic gamer tattoo, the Triforce on the wrist. Do I have one of this one? Oh, a Sacred Heart over here. That was also when I was younger. I'd like to get more. They're expensive. I don't like spending money, so. Owen Hammersley, since Trials of Mana has gotten a modern remake, can I find gameplay footages of the fights related to the sacrifice and high tension wire? Like if I were to put a video together, is that what you mean? I would imagine so. Or you're just telling me to look at it? I don't think I understand the question. I don't have a PS5, River. We have a PS4. We don't have a 5, right? Am I right? Yes. PS5 is the current one. We don't have PS5. I have PS4. It's upstairs. Or any of the next gen console. No, I don't have a 5 or I don't even know what Xbox is on now. Series X, whatever. Bad opinion squid. Are songs from mods or other unofficial content eligible for covers? Things like Terraria Calamity or Friday Night Funkin' songs, maybe Undertale Yellow. So I'm not opposed to Terraria Calamity. The reason I've refrained from doing it in Terraria Calamity is DM Tokiro has kind of expressed that he doesn't like when people cover stuff from there because it was a bad time from his life and he doesn't like seeing it. So it's kind of out of respect for him. That's not to say I won't ever do DM Tokiro stuff because I actually have a song that we're going to do from him soon that's not from Terraria, but I'll keep that I'll keep that secret unless you join Patreon and then you can find out. But if it's a fan game or something like Undertale Yellow, it's eligible for me. I will look at it, especially if it's requested enough. Like we've had Undertale Yellow songs requested before. I think one of them placed kind of high on the ballot last year. So yeah, fan games are fine. Obviously, if a fan game is like something crazy, offensive or anything like that, I won't do it. But yeah, that's fine. What's my Dracula Bite shirt? Oh, what's my favorite Dracula Bite shirt? I have so many. He just sent me a new batch. Shout out to Dracula Bite, by the way. If you're ever wondering where I get my shirts, Dracula Bite is my supplier. DraculaBite.com. He makes the hands down best metal influenced game shirts. Hands down, he's the best. Like it was when he reached out to me on Twitter a few years ago. I was like so excited because the first Dracula by Shutterhead was the Kefka one, and I thought it was so cool. It was the King Diamond one. And like he sent me a DM on Twitter, and I was like, oh shit, it's Dracula by, oh my god. And so we got to talking, and we're cool now. My favorite one, I really like the Smithy one. I like any Mario RPG stuff that was made post Mario RPG releasing. Yeah, he's got some good ones. They're all really good. What about songs fully composed but scrapped from whatever game it's from? That's an interesting question, Joshy. It depends on the song. It depends on the song. I think the first thing that came to mind, actually two things came to mind. One that I've done and one that I haven't done. The one that I've done is Egg Reverie Pinch Mode. Was the last part of the Egg Reverie cover from Sonic Mania. That wasn't in the game. Don't know why. I asked T-Lopes why, by the way, and he said he doesn't know either. It just wasn't in there. And the other one I'm thinking of is Fight That Might Play If You, or what is it called? Song That Might Play If You Fight Against Sans from Undertale. It depends on the song. It's eligible, I would say. It's eligible, but you know, it depends on the song whether or not I'm gonna actually do it. Egg Reverie Pinch Mode is in the DA Garden sound test of Mania, at least. Yeah, I didn't know that, Diego. Song That Might Play If You Fight Sans. That's the name of it. Did I see the 10th anniversary stream yesterday? I've seen people talking about it and how they there's things that are changed in the game. Like apparently it's like a revised version of the game only for this stream. I've seen people talking about it. It's interesting. Cat to I know this is like a common praise. I'm so happy you cover songs from not only big games but also small games. Yeah, I just went on like a big tirade about that. A good tirade in favor of covering smaller games. Because like I just think of all the stuff that I liked, all the obscure stuff I liked, and how hard it is to find good covers of it. And like, I don't know, I just think of those people that are like, man, I wish somebody would cover Ogre Battle 64. Which one of these bigger names would do that, but they won't do it because of the YouTube algorithm won't allow them to. But it's part of the reason I have the Patreon request list too. The Patreon people, like, you can thank them for a lot of the obscure stuff. Cause like the obscure stuff that I know is like the old NES games, like Journey to Silius, Star Tropics, stuff like that. But when you get something like, I mean, I can look at this year and tell you what's been obscure. And like, I know they're not gonna like be hits on YouTube, and like, that's fine. It is what it is. I mean, shit, Vegas from, excuse me, Vegas from Top Gear is definitely not the most popular song around. Very popular in Brazil, by the way. That's what people have been telling me. But yeah, like I feel like a lot of the modern YouTubers aren't going to cover it because they know it's only going to get them 10, 13,000 views like I have now if they have 300,000 subscribers. What else have we done weird this year? Action over words from Steam World Quest. Did not exactly pop off. AI the Somnium Files, but you know that's what y'all have me for. Is to cover this weird stuff that no one else is gonna do. Plasm, or Plasm, however you say your name. I've never played Trials of Azure. I've been tempted after hearing my cover of Azure Arbitrator. Song goes hard. Everyone I know that has played the Trials series is, I mean, One, they've already been in like into JRPGs and stuff like that, but everybody always swears by them. Excuse me, and says they're awesome. The music is awesome. Falcom Music Team makes their music. Everything they do is like at the same level of greatness. Cartoonosaurus Rex, any songs I've outright refused to do? Let me think. Yes. Risk of Rain music. I had to think for a second. I was like, I'm sure there is. Chris, I mockingly call him Chris To-Do List. What is his name? Chris To-Do-Lu. Or Totolo? I don't know how you say his name. He is not a fan of covers. He has even gone out of his way to go on like random YouTube covers of Risk of Rain music, and I'm talking like small timer people that don't even have like 10,000 subscribers, people that don't even have like probably like 1,000, and just like criticize them and be like, is this necessary? Yeah, he's not a fan of covers. Is the nice way of putting it. He has some other issues, so that's yeah. If you like Risk of Rain music and you care about your artist and what they think and their viewpoints and thoughts, maybe don't look too far into him. Hey Zag Zig, go ahead and ask. Unless it's something crazy, then I might act like I forgot. Yeah, Chris, again, I don't know how to pronounce his name. Christodolo? Christodulu? Toduolo. Weird Moth, how to say the fact that you give your covers on Bandcamp using names is a cool detail. There's a funny story behind that, kind of. OC Remix was putting together a record label a long time ago, and they invited me to be a part of it, but one of the requirements was that all the songs have unique names. And so I asked the Patreon community to help me think of unique names for all the songs. I think it was like 2015. They never got back to me when I submitted everything, the OC Remix people. I mean, we're still cool. We're still on good terms, from what I know. But eventually that label thing went down. But that's why I started doing the unique names. So now, like, the main reason I do it is for the Patreon people. You know, give them something fun to do. Yeah. I'm glad you like them. Have you ever considered DDR songs or make a medley? Most of them are super great, but really short. Ask Zag Zig 0. And DDR songs, a lot of them are licensed, right? Or they're like remixes of licensed material. I want to say I've definitely had a few requested, especially on the Patreon request list. And so it depends on the song. Fortune Cookie, what's my game of the year in 2025? I'm obligated to say Shinobi Art of Vengeance because I worked on the soundtrack. So if we can take out the bias pick, Shinobi Art of Vengeance, by the way, my own personal involvement inside, or aside, excuse me, great game. You all should play, especially if you like Metroidvania. If you're looking for like a shorter Metroidvania, like that's not going to like take up 50, 60 plus hours of your time like Silksong. Art of Vengeance, really, 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 really great game. The combat is so good. It's just feels really good. So taking Art of Vengeance out. I've currently been playing Silksong, which I enjoy quite a bit, I think I would say Silk Song. Is it a game for everyone? No. Especially if you haven't played Hollow Knight, especially if you're not used to hard games. Silk Song is very, very difficult. Sometimes it... And this is from somebody who actually likes a good hard game. Sometimes Silk Song dips into trolling territory with how hard it is. Like sometimes I feel like I'm playing a ROM hack where the point was to like piss you off with how annoyingly difficult some section of the game was. But if you can handle a really, really hard game, Silk Song is definitely up there. What else have I played this year? I have such a little time to play games. Yeah, I'll say Silk Song. That's kind of like a bit of a vanilla pick for you at this point because everybody's talking about it. But yeah, the damn Hunter's March bench. Is that? Yeah, that's the first one that traps you, right? It got me. Oh, it's so frustrating. Ultimate Foss. It is so frustrating. Jesus Christ, Silk Song will piss you off so much. But then you have to keep playing it, you know? Like, you have to keep going. Like, you're like, gotta keep playing. Silk Song. And like, I'm a big fan of the original Hollow Knight, so. Hey, Dia D. What's the best way to submit a request for you to cover a song? So the ballot is now live, as was announced at the very beginning of the stream. I will post a community post once we go off here with the link. And the links should be in the description of this stream. The number one way is to become a Gametal patron. We have a request list. It's not a guarantee that the song will be done. There's simply just too many Patreons that... I keep saying Patreons. Too many patrons on the Patreon request list here to... You know, I can only put out like 50 songs a year, and then like a quarter of those are non-Patreon picks. Actually, probably more like half. And the other half is Patreon picks. But with the Patreon request list tier, that's the $5 and up tier, you can submit up to 3 songs to the Patreon request list. We do listening streams every month. I'd say for the most part, people get a song listened to at least. And there have been several songs we listened to on those listening streams that I have gone on to cover. So that's the best chance. I hate saying chance because it just sounds like you're gambling. But with so many people on the request list here and stuff, that's how I had to frame it. That's the top way, because especially if you have like a really obscure. Why is my camera doing that? Especially if it's a really obscure request, that's the best way to get it done. Is for us to hear it on the Patreon request list listening stream. We pick a random song every month, and then I hand pick a song from somebody's list that hasn't had a song done yet. It's my way of trying to get to as many people as I can, realistically. That's the number one way. Number two way, ballot. Again, I'm trying to figure out something cool to do, especially with these lower voted ballot songs. Like, I have an idea. Probably have to run it by my person, Revolver, if they're still here. How we can do that. To where I can like listen to a bunch of songs that only have 1 or 2 requests and just to kind of like do one day. So the ballot is a good way. And then outside of the ballot, just leaving a comment and saying something, say something nice, and then saying, hey, it'd be cool if you did this song someday. Because I do look at the comments. A lot of, especially people on YouTube with larger subscriber bases say don't look at the comments because they'll wear down your mental health, which is true. But I do regularly read the comments in comment sections. Mental health be damned, I guess, for me. Because you gotta look at it this way: 99% of the comments on videos are positive, 1% of them are negative. no matter what you do, no matter how good you do it. And of course, as a human being, the negative stuff is what sticks out the most because your mammalian brain is like, oh, this is a threat, so I need to pay attention to this more than anything. So you gotta have to learn how to filter that kind of stuff out. But yeah, leave me a comment and just saying a cool video. You should do this song. Sometimes that can be enough, especially if it's interesting. Look at Mada Fa Ka. I have to make sure I say it a certain way so I don't get banned from YouTube. Magic Harp Festival. Now, I'm not saying you have to do this, because there are people who are doing it, trying to match the reign of Mada. For 5 years, he posted that I should cover Magic Harp Festival on every single video. And it got to the point where I was like, I have to cover Magic Harp Festival because this individual is on every single video. And Magic Harp Festival is a cool song on top of it. So that's how that song came to be. And then after we did that, Mado rode off into the sunset and we have not seen them since. Beautiful story. Diego, how many covers I've made? Oh, this was asked earlier. It's 600 something. I think whoever was keeping count on Patreon, I think they gave up because it just says 6 question mark now. Partially my fault because I need to update some things on my end, but River says 659. 659. I believe you, River. I believe you. Excuse me. Skywalker. Am I a big Kirby fan? Yes, I am. I've always said, I've been drinking too much water. I keep burping and having to hold it in. I am a big Kirby fan. I've always said, Mask DDD from 2010, right? Was it? No, it wasn't 2010. It couldn't have been 2010. No freaking way. 2015, excuse me. Mask DDD 2015. That was the song that kind of put me on the map. It was used in like an old Five Nights at Freddy's video. 5 Funky Nights at Freddy's that had like an absurd view count, like hundreds of millions. Crazy high view count. That song kind of put Gametal on the map. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's not like we blew up into like 100K channel overnight because of that, but like that's when things started really coming in. And I've always said that Kirby music is in like my top 3 VGM music. So the fact that Kirby was the one to pop off has always been really good for me. Like my number 1 is Final Fantasy, my number 2 is Super Mario RPG, and my number 3 has always been Kirby. So the fact that Kirby was the one to do it is awesome. And that's why I did the Dreamland Invasion album, just to kind of like strike the iron while it was still hot, kind of, even though it's like 4 years later. Like people are still constantly requesting Kirby because of that Mass DDD video. But I've always been a Kirby fan, always been a Kirby music fan. My favorite game, Kirby Superstar. Like I used to play that game so much as a kid. One of the things I try to obsessively do in my spare time was to get through the Coliseum with Ninja Kirby without getting hit. If you watch the boss battle video, I feel like I did that footage, didn't I? The boss battle video, that's me playing Ninja Kirby. Obviously not as good as I used to be, but still pretty good. That's my favorite Kirby game. I still need to play a lot of the recent ones. But yes, I'm definitely a Kirby fan. Kirby has the best covers for me. Thanks, Amy. Yeah, I always say I'm the Kirby guy. Like, people either know me as the Kirby guy or the Mario and Luigi guy. And I'm fine with both of those. That's good. Like, I'm glad it wasn't like a series that I don't care about. Like, I don't even know what series to bring up from the old days that could have popped off for me. I like Fire Emblem. Like, what's the oldest Fire Emblem song I've done? I know I did it in like the first NES medley. Was Id Purpose the first Fire Emblem song I did? That was 2016. Yeah. Like, I don't play Fire Emblem games. I love. Don't get me wrong. I love God Shattering. I love the music. Okay, I love God Shattering Star and Twilight of the Gods and stuff like that. But I don't really play the games. Like, it would be kind of lame for me personally, to be like the Fire Emblem guy when I've never like played through the games. But yeah, Kirby, thumbs up in my book. I'm the 1942 guy. I'm okay with that too. There's only one song, and I've done it, so I'm done. Hi, Alkaz. What does that say? Al Kaiser. Loved your Grandia 2 middle boss. What does it say? Need my glasses. Mox. Please do Grandia 2 Combat 1 and Grandia Extreme Combat 4. Maybe someday. It's my answer to every can I do X song from X game. Maybe someday. I do have glasses. They're upstairs though. I don't like need them, but they're helpful if I'm playing on the Steam Deck. Because for some reason on Steam Deck, the text is so small. And then on here I have my little prompter screen, and that's kind of small too, but I have a very, very, very slight astigmatism. Like slight enough to where it could bug me if I'm working on the computer with small enough elements for long, but also small enough to where I can go weeks without my glasses and forget I wear them. So I'm not there yet. I'll probably be at some point in the next 5-10 years where I'll need them, but not yet. Cyro the Angel. Cyro. What is the personal view on the Guilty Gear franchise? Cool franchise, great music. I can't really say I played the games. I played the first Guilty Gear years and years and years and years and years ago. But yeah, other than that, I can't really say I do much other than listen to the soundtracks, which are all top notch. It's funny because so long ago, I thought Guilty Gear was a racing franchise. Just because of the word gear. But then I was like, oh, it's fighting games. Okay. Mendocino del Wada D. So, Mr. Atma, I have a question. Okay. Again, feel free to ask. If it's something crazy, I'll pretend like I forgot. Do I play Steam? Which game? Currently Silk Song. Before that, what was I playing on Steam? It was something cool. What was I playing on then? I don't know, I forgot. Probably some roguelike. Might have been Ballot. Yeah, I play Steam. When I covered Miracle Matter recently, was part of your inspiration for Dick Dale and Surfer Rock? Because the rhythm guitar for me was very miserlow to me. RF Switch, no, I have to say no, just because. I don't really say I had a particular inspiration with Miracle Matter. I just heard it. Let me see. Pull it up real quick. Do I have it on here? I need to listen to it in the background. I haven't heard it in a minute. I'm sure it was sick though. Here we go. All Seeing Sides. Yeah, when I was listening to Miracle Matter, I was looking for a song to do quickly, and this was a popular song in the Kirby community for that I haven't done. And I was listening to it. When I first heard it several years ago, I was like, I don't know. But then I started listening to it, and I heard that That dun 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 dun. And I was like, I think this can be covered and it can be pretty cool. So that was just my inspiration for it. I was just listening to it, and then that final part where it goes bang 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 bang, and I was like, okay, I think there's a melody there to work with. And it was a cool cover. It's one of my favorites from last year. Used to play competitive Guilty Gear, Faust. I don't care much for Strive since it's much more or less advanced as the old games. It's fair. I don't know why my camera keeps adjusting rapidly. It's probably because of my microphone. When did I become a metalhead? Oh, when I was a teenager. Surprisingly, I actually don't listen to like a whole lot of metal now. That kind of confuses some people, but I like the older stuff like Ozzy and Megadeth and stuff like that. Like modern metal, like people like throw modern metal at me, and I'm like, I don't know what this is. Periphery and stuff like that. I do like Gojira. Gojira's really cool. That's like one of the more modern bands that I'm familiar with. What time is it? 2:42? Oh. You all, I'm gonna be honest with you. I have to take a super quick restroom break. Super quick. I'm gonna be right back. Hang tight with me, okay? Hang tight. Less than 2 minutes. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. I was dying over here. Okay. Am I working out lately? Looking swole, bro. College New Sprig. Hope I said the name right. I've been working out since like forever. It just so happened I gained like 50 pounds over the past couple of years. That's all. I got old. I finally hit that age where like everything I ate. Like I've always had a super slow metabolism. Like I can like look at a slice of cake and instantly gain 2 pounds. It just so happens that now like I can just like smell cake in a different room and instantly gain 4 pounds. Reaching unk status, yeah. So like it's just the combination of gaining weight and working out. I used to want to be a wrestler when I was a kid. So I started working out in high school. Unfortunately, I never got the height. Or maybe fortunately, man, I probably would have never made it. You do wrestling? Okay, cool. Favorite wrestler? When I was growing up, it was Chris Jericho. Like I was like, Chris Jericho was the man when I was growing up. And keep in mind, like when I watched wrestling, this was in the Attitude Era, and a little post-Attitude Era as well. Of WW, now E, was F/E back then. Yeah, you're right. Rey Mysterio is like maybe like an inch or two shorter than me, but we're probably the same height. But I don't want to do all that crazy flippy divey stuff. I'm not that nuts. Johnny, why do you stay so like huge all the time, 24/7? You look super strong. Your boy Kirby. I just eating too much damn pizza. If I'm being honest with you. Yeah, nowadays like I kind of like I kind of keep an eye on the goings on in wrestling, but like I haven't watched like since probably like the early 2000s. I'll say Kenny Omega's my favorite now because he used Hopes and Dreams in the Wrestle Kingdom intro. How was it like being approached by T-Lopes for Racing Crossworld soundtrack? Have we tried the open network test? I do want to play the demo as soon as I can. I've been meaning to. I keep forgetting. I'll let you know if I am excited for the game. I'm glad to see that like the early reviews are doing good. People seem to be into it. Mario Kart World is doing what it's doing its thing. You know, me and T-Lopes have been working together for quite a few years now. He's the best. He's just so awesome. And like before we even talked, T-Lopes and I had been saying like there's so many, of course, like legendary Japanese composers, and then like there are composers in the West that, you know, aside from like David Wise, Grant Kirkhope, like we all know them. Like there's so many up and coming composers, and I said this, I don't know, maybe a decade ago, like Toby Fox and T-Lopes who are coming up, that I think are going to be big on the scene, and so when he reached out to me so long ago, it was like I was like floored. I was like, oh my God, T-Lopes is talking to me. And now we're like, you know, we're buddies. So, yeah, doing the Crossworlds track was cool. He actually, one thing I will tell you that I can tell you about doing like official, actual game music is that like we work on stuff 1 to 2 to 3 years in advance. We did that Rooftop Run track maybe the beginning of last year was when he brought it up, and like that was like, you know, he can only tell me so much about what something is, and I can only say so much about what something is if I'm working on it. But I like I'm trying to make sure I don't say anything that'll get me in trouble. Yeah, all I say is we worked on the Rooftop Run track long time ago before I even knew what Crossworlds was. So yeah. Yeah, it was cool because I was like, oh, this is actually a Sonic thing. Okay, sweet. And I didn't know, and you know, we did Dream Team before that. Being on the main theme for Dream Team was really cool, especially for anybody that does have Apple Store, Apple Games, whatever. People like Dream Team. It's a well-regarded game. People love it. The ones that are able to play it. So make sure you check that out. But it's cool that in like all the promo material, they use that Dream Team theme that T-Lopes and I made. So it's always really cool to hear that. And yeah, being able to hear my guitar in Crossworlds, also really cool. Hopefully one day I can do something with T on a Sonic track that's like mainline. But you know, the stuff we have been doing has been like insane. So I can't ask for much better. What is the cover you're listening to now? That was The Fog, right? That was just playing? Pizza! I'm so handsome, thank you. I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best to look good at my age. Gianluca? Gianluca. I want to say Gianluca. How do you plan what track you're going to cover next? So there's a process, and the process is there's a to-do list that I have, and the songs that get added to that to-do list. There's 2 that automatically get put on there every month. Those are the Patreon request list randomly chosen song and the Patreon request list song that I pick out from somebody who hasn't had a song done yet. And there are so many things that influence that handpick. The simplest way I can put it is, actually I have like 4 categories because I have a short list I've made. There's songs that many people have been requesting that also happens to be requested by a Patreon person. That can be like, it's like, for example, Deltarune has been being requested like crazy lately, right? And this wasn't the case for TV Time. TV Time was actually a random pick. But what could happen if somebody was on the Gametal Patreon and they requested TV Time, or let's say Black Knife is being super hotly requested right now, either from YouTube comments or the ballots. The ballot's live now, by the way, if you're just joining us. If I see a highly requested pick from the community that's also on a Patreon request list that hasn't had a song done yet, I'll probably pick that. Some months I'm feeling like feeling a little selfish, and so I might pick something for me. I might pick like an old Final Fantasy song, or like a Mario RPG song or something like that. That's the selfish Johnny months. I try not to do that too much though, because that's kind of it's not cool to do that too often. Sometimes I challenge myself to pick a song from a Patreon request list that I've never heard, that I'm not familiar with. That way I'm not being biased. But like I might hear something, or maybe something we heard on a listening stream, that I know, like, oh, this would be a really cool cover. That I actually have a song coming up soon, if not this month, maybe next month, that I've never played the game, but we heard the song on a listening stream, and I went ahead and put it on the to-do list, I think this month, because I just like the song so much. But like, I'm not familiar with the game, not familiar with the song previously, but it's a cool song. So yeah, it's a mixture of community requests from the YouTube comments or the ballots, plus the Patreon requests. Every now and then I just throw in a song that's just popularly requested, that's not on the Patreon request list, that's not a personal pick of mine, but like everyone's asking for it, so I should do it. So it's a mixture of Patreon. It's like 50-50 Patreon community requests, and every now and then I throw my own personal bias into it. At this point, after doing Gametal, for 15 plus years, I've covered most of my favorite songs. So like, for the most part, I'm good like covering things I want to do. So these days I'm just looking for stuff everybody else wants to hear that I also like, or sometimes that I'm just not familiar with that everybody else wants. So that's how I choose what songs to do. And I don't put too much stock into how well it's going to perform on YouTube. Obviously I do sometimes, because I don't want YouTube's algorithm to just kill me for putting out three obscure things in a row. So sometimes we feed the algorithm, TV Time, stuff like that. But yeah, try to keep a good mix. And that does hurt me subscriber count wise, but who cares, right? Doing stuff for the people that don't get stuff done for. Are songs from Rhythm Games eligible for the ballot? Love to hear a Beat Saber remix. If it's original to the game, yes. If it's a licensed song, I had to say no. Just because, like, I get instantly demonetized on YouTube when I cover a licensed song. Like, All I Want, it was like instant. I make like nothing from that video. And then like it's kind of like not VGM. So yeah. And then All I Want that was a Jonny pick. Completely. That was completely me. So if it's a licensed song, and that's why I don't really do like Tony Hawk Pro Skater or stuff like that. Every once in a blue moon I might, but I would say if you're gonna put it on the ballot, probably do something else instead. Devil May Cry cover win maximum Guinness. I mean, eventually, I'm sure. It's a hot series I haven't done yet. Just came and heard that you were gonna mention All I Want. That's really unsurprising, actually. Yeah, Stardust. Yeah, there's just like, I've had one copyright strike in my time, and that wasn't even a cover. That was a goddamn live stream. It was a Patreon stream. I just played a song. No, I just played a video. Y'all remember that on Patreon? I played a video and I got copyright strike for it. That's why I don't do the live streams on Gametal channel anymore. I do them on Acoustics, but they're all unlisted. So the Patreon streams. Will the acoustic cover of Mike the Board be on Acoustics channel? Yeah, I'll have that up. I haven't posted on Acoustics in eternity. I'll get that one up in the next set. Elias Sanchez. You don't know if this has been asked for. Any collabs on paper for the future? Yes. How is that process? How do you guys catch up with each other, with other musicians or content creators? I will say, every time I've reached out to somebody, initially, like the first time, they've always been up for it. I try my best to compensate people as well, because like, you know, people are, even if it's something small, like the least I do is give them a cut of the streaming profits. But I try to pay people as well, because it's just a personal thing. Like, I think people deserve to be paid for their work. I've never been declined by anybody I've asked. I've never asked anybody like that's in a completely different stratosphere of popularity. Like, there are people that have been like, you should collaborate with Davey 504. And I am 99% certain if I DM'd Davey, did I even get the numbers right? You all know who I'm talking about, the bass guy, right? He's really crazy good and does all the videos and has like a zillion subscribers. I'm 99% sure if I reached out to Davey, I would probably not get a response. But everyone who's in the same realm or slightly above me, or like even like the next 2 tiers up above me, you know, Rashad, Jules, all those guys. Every time I've reached out to them, they've always been game to do whatever I ask them. I try to make things as easy for my what do I call them? Collaborators as possible. Like, I type up like a notes document that's like, here's what you should do. But like, I always start off notes with people I collaborate with on anything, not just music, but art and everything. Like, everything I give them is just a rough guideline. I always encourage people to do what they want or what they think will work. Like, I give very little in offering or giving revisions to people that do stuff for me, because I feel like artists, most of the time, what they do is what they think their best work is. And like, unless something is really, 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 really griping at me, which is hardly ever the case, then like, I don't say like, hey, can you change this? Can you change that? All the people, I think like one time I asked somebody if they could do something, and they couldn't just because of scheduling. Like they were out of town or something, which was fine. It wasn't it was somebody who we've collaborated multiple times. So, yeah. if you are a person and you're wanting to collaborate with someone, my suggestion is to always reach out to people who are below or on the level of you. Like, if you want to shoot for the moon and message Davey504, maybe he will respond to you. But like, like I haven't tried anything that crazy yet. But yeah, it's usually, you know, people are usually more than willing, especially if you're on a decent popularity level like I am, more than willing to work with you. As long as you're not like an a-hole or anything, or asking too much. River debunks. The best way to credit me is you're using one that covers the background music of a video. I mean, you can just throw a link in the description. That's fine. You don't have to like vocally recognize me in the video unless you want to. Description link is fine. Like people, I like the number one question on my website's FAQ, and I still get asked it, emails, DMs, everything. Can I use your song in my video? It's the number one question on my FAQ, and my answer, the short version of my answer, is absolutely you can. Just don't say you made it. That's all I ask. Don't say like, here's my song and it's actually my cover. And also not using anything crazy offensive or anything like that. Like if you're just making a game review and you're not saying anything super problematic or crazy, like feel free to use my stuff. If somebody asks what it is, just say it was me. If you want to put my name, link in the description, cool. You don't even have to put my name in the video. Like it's fine. Just the fact that it was used is cool enough for me. And then like I get in a little more detail on my website. Like you might get a copyright claim. It's not from me. It would be from the original composers or rights owner, whoever that may be. I have no control over that. I will never go out of my way to copyright claim something for a Gametal remix because it's not my composition. It's a remix of a different song. I don't even know if legally I could do that. Maybe I could if I have the mechanical license, but yeah, you know. If you get a copyright claim on YouTube and it says Gametal remix, it was not me. I swear. Nick McRoby, how do I feel about mashups using my songs? That's a funny question. It's a funny question. I remember Little V made a video a few years ago talking about mashups. I don't mind. Just give credit. I don't mind. Jeremy Lorenko. Make sure I said it right. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for all the great music. Thank you for enjoying it. Are there games that you refuse to cover songs from? Oh, we just addressed this like just a few minutes ago. Welcome to the stream. Risk of Rain, Chris Tadulu. I don't know if I'm saying his name right. Don't really care. He's not a fan of covers of his songs. No, it's okay. Don't apologize. You weren't here. He's not a fan of people doing covers of his songs, so I'm not gonna cover them. DM Dokiro doesn't want Terraria Calamity covers. I get so many requests for them. Maybe I'll reach out to him one day and ask if it's okay. He doesn't like covers for a different reason than Chris Tadulu just does not like covers of his material. He has made it very clear that he thinks they are not necessary. Seen videos of copyright claims and man's nightmare, the amount of time invested when there's a big fish in the mix, even money goes there. Yeah, it sucks, Elias. You know, back in the Wild West days of YouTube, like you could just you could post you doing backflips in the backyard with Linkin Park playing in the background and no one would bat an eye. But nowadays they have the automatic detection system. And then it's weird because sometimes, especially with video game covers, you might be playing Butter Building from Kirby's Adventure in the background, and then like you'll get a claim and it'll say it's somebody's remix that you played in your video, but it wasn't, and it's just a mess. Yeah, and I will tell you, and it's not just from me. I see Family Jules posts about this a lot on Twitter. Like it seems like once a month somebody is like complaining that like, how dare this person say that their cover was what I played in my video when it was the original version. They have nothing to do with it. Jules, me, Rashad, Little V, anybody none of those individuals have anything to do with it. It's just that the copyright system, it's broken. Sigmund, that's right. It's a mess. It's worse with video game covers. It's not us, I swear. Or at least I swear for most of us it's not. Like, nobody I've ever worked with or know or have talked to or am in the same sphere as has gone out of the way to claim people using originals and saying it's their cover. Like, it's not us, I promise. And if it is them and it's revealed later, I didn't know. If I could have the hair of any Final Fantasy character, who would I pick? Well, right now it's probably Yang from Final Fantasy 2, Final Fantasy 4. If I could have the hair of any Final Fantasy character, I have a very round face. I'm actually bald in real life, which works for me quite well. At this point, I don't remove the hat because it's just funny. I walk around without my hat all the time. I've always felt Squall from Final Fantasy VIII. I've always liked his hair. So he has a nice. I feel like it could work. I feel like it's a timeless hairstyle. You know, like Cloud, his hair is this who's gonna look insane. Am I balding? I'm just bald, man. I've just been balding since I was in my early 20s. It's genetics for you. Can I please add lyrics to Mega Dragon Bowser? Asked Hayden. I had to listen to it. I had to remember, did I program stuff for this, or was it? Oh, I think I just made... It's definitely got to be East-West Hollywood Choirs. I think I tried to syllable match as best I could. They're not actual lyrics. Dun, 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 dun. Mega Dragon Bowser is a cool cover, by the way. I don't know, maybe if I can find them. You have a friend who had the hairline of a 50-year-old salary man by the time he turned 25. Yeah, I'm kind of in the same ballpark. I can't lie. I used to have very long hair, like down to here. And then in my early 20s, again, genetics. Like, my father was bald as hell. So if you don't have the genetics, it's gonna leave you. I got the Vegeta hairline that started coming back here. It started looking terrible up here, and I always said, like, if my hair starts going, I'm just gonna shave it all off. And so that's exactly what I did. Threw on a hat, and the rest is history. What's my opinion on assembly required for murder drones? Games Bite. I don't think I've heard it. Is that that series on YouTube? Yeah, I got the Vegeta hairline. Bad. I have like Vegeta hairline and then like worse. Will we ever seeing a fedora come back? I don't know. Maybe. I wore the fedora at a bad time in history. You know, the meme, the good day my lady meme was going around at that time, and so like, you know, I used to play in at the same time as early Gametal. I was playing in a live band that was not metal at all. It was R&B, soul, and I wore the fedora, and like, that's just kind of what I did. And so I tried to bring that over to Gametal, and it didn't go over as well. It went over well with some folks, but with the others, it was just like, who is this guy? What does he think he's doing? So I switched to the flat cap. It works out for me. Works out for me and my round head. Murder drones. I have a nephew that is like super into murder drones. I think, if it's the one I'm thinking of. I can't say I know any of the music, to be honest. Avi of the Stars. I answered this question a little while ago. I'm assuming you just came in. I'll happily answer again quickly. Covering games from songs that aren't official fan-made songs. If it's requested enough, I'll look into it. There's a cover from 8-Bit Deathmatch. 8-Bit Deathmatch is like the prime example. That's a fan game. And that's actually one of my favorite covers from that year, was Thy World Consumed for Everlasting Peace. That was that 2023? Let me see. Those two songs are so awesome. Like, I was saying at that time, I think like on maybe Patreon, Discord, that could have been a year ender. That could have been a finale if more people had played the game. But yeah, That World Consumed for Everlasting Peace, Mega Man 8-Bit Deathmatch. Those songs are so cool. And the composers, I can't remember if they were both patrons or maybe just one of them. Were really cool about it too, and they gave me permission to put it on Spotify and stuff. And I let them have full profit from it, because I was like, look, people want it on Spotify, I'll let you have full profit. I just want to get it on Spotify for these people. And I think Cutman Mike left a comment on that video too. He's the main developer, I guess. So yeah, Undertale Yellow. Yeah, there's a song that was kind of highly ranked on a ballot a couple years ago, or maybe last year. Yeah, fan games are definitely not out of the running. They're allowed on the ballot and stuff. The Sun came out, and now it looks like my right arm is it's going through some kind of a very heavenly transformation. Let's see if I can fix that. Okay, I think it's still it's still going. There's got to be a way. Ow. Okay, whatever. We're just gonna have a glowy arm, Johnny. Have you heard the Battle Music Monster Hunter World's Rotten Vale location? I don't think so. Charging like the Mega Buster? Yeah. Can I cover Amazing Digital Circus? Well, Amazing Digital Circus isn't a game, so it doesn't qualify. Tell me what games I plan on covering. Mario, Kirby, Pokemon, Final Fantasy, Undertale, Deltarune, Mega Man. There's your answer. All the usual stuff. Oh, am I ever going to re-release 14 with Dracula's Cast? I need to do that, Termy. I know, I need to do that. I've been dragging my feet on it. I'll see if I can do it soon. I promise. I promise for you. Really dug the Top Gear song, RF Switch. I'm glad you dug it. And it's a cool song. I've been told it's the national anthem of Brazil. So that's fun. Rafters, what's my favorite game? Final Fantasy VI and then Mario RPG. Those are my top two. Am I still willing to do lyrical versions of covers like Zero Tune with Edo Bean? Perhaps it would just depend. You know, the Edo Bean cover, I remember she made it like without even talking to me back in 2010 or whatever it was, and I thought it was so cool that somebody was adding lyrics to my cover that I reached out to her, and I was like, let's make it an official thing. So that's why we did that, and then we remade it with better technology and skills. So perhaps. Don't really have a question. I want to say I'm a big fan. Awesome, dude. Thanks, Lloyd. Appreciate that. Jeremy. Cover of All I Want is fantastic. And my opening covering more licensed songs using games. Yeah, wait. I kind of sort of indirectly talked about this not too long ago. It would depend on the song in question. Yeah, it would depend. Like, I try not to because, like I said, the licensed stuff gets like automatically demonetized on YouTube, and it's annoying. Because I want to make something from it. I want to make nothing. It's kind of like sucks, but yeah, it depends on the song. I've heard one song from Crash Bandicoot 4, and I think it was the Neo Cortex theme, Dennis. It was okay. Other than that, I can't really say I've heard too much. Have I played Final Fantasy 14? I have not. I try to stay away from MMORPGs these days. In my 20s, now more than a decade and a half ago, I like MMORPGs are too addicting for me. Like, if I play them now, I'd probably get too into it and I'd fall behind on work. I'd fall behind on Gametal. You don't want to get like maybe 30 covers a year. The addiction mechanics are too much for me. Like, I'd probably love it too much. I used to play Tibia. I don't know if any of you are familiar with Tibia. It's an MMO. I'm pretty sure it's still going. I used to play Tibia for years and years. I'm like old days, and then like they had a big graphic update. Then those days, I don't even know what it looks like now. And I played a little bit of RuneScape too. Played Tibia in the early 2000s. Shouts out. Registration. Shouts out. Yeah, I played it. Oh, man. When did it come out? Like 98? Let me see. I came out in 97. I'm pretty sure I played it like late 90s and then early 2000s. And then, Jesus. Then I picked it back up again like late 2000s, maybe early 2010s. Just got so into it, man. You played on Amera. I played on... God damn. It started with an M. Was it Malvera? I think it's been combined into a different... Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Malvera. Was the server I was on. Very densely populated with Brazilians. That's how I learned a very small amount of Brazilian Portuguese. Definitely learned what FDP stands for. You know what I mean? Oh, man. Your local coffee. Been listening to stuff for 10 years. Really enjoyed watching me hone my craft. Keep looking about it. Thank you, Your Local Coffee. I will try my best to keep up. Glad to have you around for so long. I have many, like, there's so many people that are like, I've been listening to your stuff for 10 years, 12 years, since the Johnny Death days. You don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry about it. It's not important. Yeah, it's just, it's always so heartwarming to see that kind of stuff. And even if you just started listening yesterday, maybe like TV Time was your first remix. I'm just so glad to have you here. That's an interesting question, Skywalker. How likely am I to do a continued Pokemon Champion medley once you reach the subscriber goal? So I have a little bit of beef with modern champion medley or champion themes. They're really long. They are so much longer than they used to be. Which is why, like, I've considered revising it. Who knows? I still might someday. It's not off the table. But God, they're like 3 minutes long now, I think. And like, shortening medley songs is already a pain as it is. I feel like with the champion medleys, I was able to squeeze in almost everything for each one. And that was only up to like, what? Diantha? I think Diantha closed that one out. Yeah. So, maybe someday, but I don't know when. The modern ones would definitely have to be shortened. First cover mine you heard was Giratina. That's a good starter one, B. It's a very weird song. But I feel like that was one of the more popular ones I did back then. That was 2016, right? Pretty sure it was. Anything from Bonanza I might remake. I still have to hear the original songs. There's one particular song that I kind of sort of remade. I don't know if it's spoilers to talk about it, but you probably know by now. I feel like you should know by now. But I gotta check it out. The sun is so like it was rainy outside and now it's not rainy outside. And because of that, the sun is now shining. Okay, I think I got it this time. I think we're good. Okay, yeah, now it just looks a little darker. It was bugging me. It was bugging the crap out of me. Did I drop the idea of dropping Gametal 2 through 4? I have not. I'll say that much. I will say that much. It has definitely not been a dropped idea. You love the ending cover. Makes you happy when you hear it. Good. That was a fun one, Diego. You've been watching since about 2009, but consistently around 2016. Sometimes wish I was around more in those days back when you could just write a wacky idea and it's done. I feel you. Yeah, my style's definitely changed. It's definitely a lot more centered. I used to be a bit more crazy with my arrangements. Not, in my opinion, not in a great way. I remember when I was remastering stuff, or when I was planning on remastering stuff for the 2024 compilation album, the only one we ended up doing was Flying Battery, because a lot of the older stuff I heard, I was listening to, I was like, I don't know if I even like this enough to remaster it. And plus, like, I don't have any of the files from before 2015 now, I don't think. Some stuff like is missing. I'm missing plugins and all sorts of stuff. But Flying Battery, I was listening to it and I was like, I think maybe if I remaster this, it'll be okay. But like I always thought, like back in my early arrangement days, like I wanted to do so much to one track. It was kind of all over the place, and to some stuff, like on a creative standpoint, like I guess that could be cool sometimes, but. Like I wanted to have like an orchestra section here, and then like a synth breakdown here, and then like a metal section here. Like I was just all over the place. Nowadays I try not to go too insane, but I still get a little crazy every now and then, I guess. Have I seen your friend Rory Knight? I don't think I have. Shout out to them though, and whatever they're doing. Ronan, thank you for covering Necrophantasia. You're welcome. That was a cool cover. Any songs you wish I could cover but can't? And have I seen Transformers Devastation? Transformers Devastation I have not seen. I think that's the easier of the two questions. Any song I wanted to cover but can't? No, I don't think so. Like there's very little, and this isn't even me trying to sound like I'm a badass or anything. There's not much I can't cover. I do have a list of things that, like on the Patreon request list, that like I'd rather not do. I think one of those things is like anything that's like a crazy, insanely just impossible to play realistically on any instrument. But there's so little that falls into that category that I probably, and even then, like I could probably find some way to arrange it to where it would work. If I had to drop anything, it would be drums and just do those electronically, but I haven't had to do that yet. So I would say no. And then like I asked for stuff that like there has to be a melody, there has to be something I can do. Like I can't cover environmental noises from Pikmin, from the Smash Bros soundtrack, unless I went outside and like recorded my backyard, you know. Even Hurry Up from Wario Land, I think it can be done. It would be a pain to do maybe, but I think it could be done. Be weird, but it could be done. So I'll say not yet. And I'm not saying there isn't stuff I can't or won't do, but not yet. Haven't heard of Escados? Absolutely, Sayabon. Do I not have this on shuffle? Put some random song on. Let's pull up 25 stuff. We can get to Escados in a second. I have heard of Escados. There's actually a bunch of Patreon requests for Escados songs. And every song I've heard has been really, really good. I will say, don't be surprised if you see an Escados. I hope so, I'm saying the name right. Don't be surprised if you see an Escados cover from me sometime. Yeah, outstanding soundtrack. Scam Storyteller, I got a non-music question. Hopefully this one hasn't been asked before. Is there any sort of established lore for the Gametal guy? What does he do when he's not appearing in music videos? That's a great question. There is established lore. Most of it is in the Project 1 reveal trailer, I will say. Yeah, he's our mascot. He was originally me, kind of, when I had long hair. And then I cut all my hair off, and now he's not really me, but he's the mascot of Gametal. He's supposed to be a red mage music form, for anybody who doesn't know. That's why he has long hair, and why I don't. He's just the mascot. Watch the Project 1 trailer. He used to be bad. Now he's not. Shujinko 2? What cover was my favorite to edit? Not exactly play or create, but video on some covers is so good I can tell you have fun. Okay, so speaking specifically about video editing, let me see. Because usually, like, I keep my videos my videos are pretty straightforward. Sometimes I get a little silly, but not super often. Oh, I know. It has to be this way with the Bowser, with our good friend right here, with this guy. I had fun putting that together. I think that was my favorite to edit. If you don't know what I mean, go watch it. Dragular? Dragular. How did I learn to play metal guitar? So I started when I was like 14 years old. That was 24 years ago. I learned everything from crappy tabs that were on the internet at that time. All the tabs in the early 2000s were crap. You'd be lucky to find one that was accurate. And I had some books on guitar. They were not that great. I have better books now. Shouts out to Guitar Aerobics. And that's what I'm reading. Chord tone soloing is good. There's one I have upstairs. I think it's like, God, What is it called? It's by Barrett Tagliarano. Reno. I don't know how to say his name. What is that book that I like? It's more advanced. Fretboard and workbook is good. I'm trying to find it in case anybody wants to check it out. Chord sound soloing is good. It's probably not so much for metal people, but because it goes over the caged method, which isn't like optimal for metal soloing, but like it can still be used. Why can't I find his book that I have? I don't know. It's some Barrett Tagliarino book. I'm trying to find it so I can shout it out because I actually like that book. It was pretty good. It's got some good advice. Because there's like a lot of books for like beginner and intermediate playing, but there's not like a lot of good advanced books. And again, I'm not trying to say like I'm super badass and I need an advanced book, but he has one. I can't remember what it's called. It's upstairs in my room, my bedroom. What happened to Atma Acoustics? It's coming back. It's gonna come back. It's gonna be awesome. Just wait. You're gonna be like, oh my god, there's so many new acoustics. I don't know what to do. But yeah, I learned metal guitar from reading a few books and just like learning songs. If you can, and people ask a lot how they can go about learning guitar or any instrument really. If you can get lessons from somebody that's really, really good, and most importantly, a good teacher, because teaching and playing are two different skills. Just because somebody is an insane player of their instrument doesn't mean they're a good teacher. If you can find somebody that's both a great player and a great teacher and get lessons from them, like that's the best thing you can do. But you know, I was broke as hell growing up, so I didn't have that kind of money. So books is a good, like just look up books in your preferred genre or even genre lists. Like there's a lot of just learning the fretboard and stuff like that. Yeah, books. And like nowadays I always tell people like we didn't have the amazing resource that YouTube it can be now. I mean, you got a lot of fluff in there as well, but like you can find a good channel that like it just clicks with you, like, oh, I understand this person and what they're saying and stuff like that. You find a good like lessons channel on YouTube. We didn't have that back then, and like there's so many good people on YouTube now. There's a lot, like again, there's a lot of fluff out there as well. But if you can find like a good person lesson channel on YouTube, and there's a few out there for sure. That's a good way to learn. I always just people like just learn stuff you like. Try not to get out. Try not to go too far into your league. Like when I first started learning to play guitar, I learned a bunch of Offspring songs. Because Offspring songs, it's like all power chords going to different spots. There's not a lot of soloing. It's pretty simple stuff, but it's what I like to do and what I had the most fun learning. Stuff like that. And then you can work your way up to Dream Theater and all that stuff later. But yeah, just start with stuff you like and try to keep it simple. Stuff you know that doesn't sound too crazy. And let's go from there. That's for any instrument. And you didn't ask that, but like people usually ask how I learned because they want to know how they can learn too. So. When I was young, I could swear the guitar of your character was part of it, and that your character had a gigantic Dracula face with spiky hair. What do you mean? I don't understand the question or the statement. Any plans to get cool novelty guitars like Takanaka's surfboard? I had to see what you're talking about. Oh, what is this? I'm looking at a picture of what you just said. So when I was younger, I was all about the crazy guitar shapes. I had the Dimebag ML I had like a cheap Dean ML Phantom. You know, the Rhodes guitar. I don't know if you can see it. If I move, you probably can't see it. Yeah, it's kind of facing sideways. The red V guitar I have, that's the Jackson RR3. That was my third guitar. I also have a BC Rich Mockingbird and like. Do I have anything else crazy shape? I don't think so. Nah. Yeah. When I got the first Bootar, as we call it, that's when I started like, I don't know, I just wanted something normal shape. It's so hard to sit down and play the V, like it's awkward. I remember I saw a comment in one video, not one of my videos, but like it was a video. It was actually a Jackson Rhodes showcase video. And a guy was playing one of the new Rhodes guitars. It's the short V. And someone in the comments said, anytime somebody plays the Rhodes sitting down, it looks like they have to pee. And like that comment just like rang so true, and it struck so hard, because like it's like I felt that to my core. But it's so much easier to play a normal shaped guitar sitting down. So, to answer your question, the surfboard guitar would have spoke to me so much when I was younger, but nowadays, I think I'm good on the insane guitar shapes. I still like the short V, the Rhodes guitars. I'm thinking about getting another guitar soon, and it's probably going to be Rhodes shaped. So, yeah, but like I think that's about as crazy as I'll get these days. Favorite game console? GamesBite? I mean, being old, the one I played the most was probably Super Nintendo. I mean, I grew up with a NES, and like hell, we even had an Atari. Probably had like 50 plus NES games. I didn't have a ton of SNES games, but back when I was a teenager, like I emulated so many like Super Nintendo RPGs. Like it was like all of them. I was always looking up the list, like top 10 SNES games and top 10 SNES RPGs to play. That's what I played the most of. And then, you know, the older you get, the more you have to like deal with real life and the less time you have to play games. So SNES probably takes me back to my best gaming days. Chrono Trigger does go crazy, Richard. I agree. It's classic. Your favorite is between the PS2 and Wii? It was a good generation. That was still when you could get one of the two and like get a different selection of games on each. Nowadays, everything's on almost everything except Nintendo. Am I getting Galaxy 2 on Switch? It's too expensive. Maybe if we get a rare sale, I might. Hey, Sax Dragon! What's up, man? You doing good? There's Carl, y'all. He's been on a few songs with us. I hope you're doing well, Sax. Oh. How do you think you feel at $70? Yeah, $70 for me too. So $70 for all of us. Oh, are you in Brazil now? Okay. Cool. Finding a good time. Yeah, you were in Europe before, so right? Italy, if I'm not mistaken. Can I do Mario Kart World music? I mean, we'll see. We'll see what time holds. Yeah, I don't want to get started on the insane price of stuff now. Trust me, I'm not happy about it. 6 hours ahead. Yeah, I have some European Patreon people. Like I try not to start too late so I can catch some of them before they go to sleep. What song am I most excited to cover? Zatsu? And again, I kind of said this earlier, but in a different context. Like I always try to pour my heart and soul into everything I do. but like I can't lie and say that there are some things I favor more than others. Anything I'm like super familiar with, like I'm always a little more excited to do personally. But you know, even the stuff that I would say like I'm not like super thrilled about, like I try to get thrilled about it. I try to find a reason to get thrilled about it. You know what I mean? I listen to it, I find a part that I like the most, and I try to think about that part more than anything. I do have a Switch too. B. I like that it's bigger. I guess. Yeah, my wife got it for me for my birthday. I wasn't gonna get it. Until like later. I was gonna wait till maybe like holiday season, end of summer at the earliest. My birthday was back at the beginning of July, and Charisse, she got, she told me, she actually told me she was gonna get me one like a couple weeks before my birthday, because she was having trouble finding one, because that was back when people were having issues getting one. And she said, I was going to get you a Switch to surprise you, but I can't find one. So can you help me find one? And I was like, oh yeah, absolutely. That'd be sweet. Because I wasn't going to get one. So. Got one for my birthday. Got Mario Kart World. I wish I like it. I wish I would like it more than I do. I think with Mario Kart World, I think they're going to update it eventually and it's going to be better. I just think it's in a state of needing a bit more. It needs improvements. Needs improvements. I preferred my initial experience with Mario Kart 8 more. I hate to say, because I was hoping for so much more, and then like the whole intermission thing, it got me. Because I saw people talking about the intermissions and being kind of about the intermission tracks before I had a Switch 2 and I had a chance to play it. And I was like, oh, you know, maybe it won't be so bad. It still looks kind of fun. And then when I actually got to experience it, I was like, okay, I see what people are talking about now. Like, it's a little... I have seen the latest Crossworld trailer. It's very funny. I think maybe they'll make adjustments to World. It's been cool to see Crossworlds has been doing well with early reviews and with people playing the demos and stuff. Especially since I got some guitar work in there. I snuck some guitar work in there. So that's been really cool to see. I do want to play the demo and give it a shot. Maybe I'll pick it up. Do I invest in any stocks? Games Bite. You have nothing to ask me more. There'll be a portfolio question. I don't invest in any particular stocks. No. I probably should, but I don't. Do I plan on making a Remix Ultimate show? I already have twice. Look it up. Yeah, if you mean remaking it, I don't have any plans. But yeah. That was one of my more popular covers back in the day. Yeah, that's in the 1 million view club. The second one I did, right? The super old one is almost in the 1 million view club. You saw the old one on Newgrounds? Yeah, that was back in the day, right? I still get people... I'm surprised no one's asked yet why I haven't put any of my new stuff on Newgrounds. So Newgrounds says no cover songs anymore, if you didn't know. It's in their rules. That's not why I stopped, though. I stopped, though, because back in the day, back in the early days, it's not even early for Newgrounds, because Newgrounds has been around forever. But back when I was posting, it was kind of like the second phase of early days for Newgrounds. There was a ratings system where people could rate. I mean, I'm sure it's still there. It's like a 5-star kind of system. I used to put a lot of personal stock into that system. People used to like just downvote stuff, so their stuff would go higher. And people started doing that to my stuff, and I got kind of salty about it, so I stopped. But now you're not supposed to upload covers on Newgrounds. People might still be doing it, but yeah, last time I looked, like there's a clause about that on their uploading rules. Yeah, the people used to review bomb stuff, so their stuff would go up, and they would upvote their stuff. They would like reverse review bomb their material. Yeah. Newgrounds is definitely, as far as people using it right now, you know, they kind of re-hit it big with, whatchamacallit? Friday Night Funkin'. But yeah. People nowadays is like Geometry Dash Funkin'. I always want to say Five Funky Nights at Freddy's when I see FNF. So I know FNF. Hey, Keyrom Z, how's it going? The sun has moved to a new position where, like, it's now shining through a crack in my window directly onto my face. It's gotten back at me. Maybe if I, like, if we do this. There we go. Alright, new position. Evan, if an individual wants me to cover a song, how much do I charge? How long does it take? So I don't do individual commissions for cover songs because my obligation is to the general community on YouTube and to the Patreon community. Plus there's legality surrounding that I, like, I mean, 99% chance I wouldn't have to deal with, but that 1% chance were to hit, I would rather not deal with it. I've considered doing it, but like I always have a full to-do list. So, for now, maybe if I fall on hard times, maybe then I'll start considering it. But Patreon community has been the thread that holds Gametal together for like a decade now. So they're still the top priority along with the YouTube community. But if I were to do that, I would let people know how to go about doing it. I'd probably have to make like because there's so many things that go into that. When I do guitar work, usually outside of Gametal, I charge per hour. Like how long is it going to take me to do? And I do have a rate for that. But yeah. There's so many things that go into a cover and how long it's going to take. Like how much there is to do. How complicated the song is. Like there's songs that I can do like 2-3 days. And then there's songs that take me like 2 weeks. Just because of the just the amount of stuff going on. Like if it's just like an F-Zero song and there's just guitars, drums, and maybe like an organ or one synth, I can do that pretty quickly. But if you're like talking full orchestration, destroyed Skyworld, that's going to take me a long time. Just there's so many elements to it, and the composition is so complex. So yeah. Maybe someday. Now I have cyberpunk lighting on my face. Yeah, it just won't. I can't win with the sunlight today. Everything was fine because it was rainy outside and the sun wasn't gone. And then I was like, okay, I can have my window open. And I'm like, nope. The sun came back. I don't know if I had the Boo guitar. Might be my favorite. Might be your favorite. So that one I got in 19? I feel like Gusty Garden Galaxy was the first time I used it. Let me see. Yep, that was... Oh no, it's 2020. That's when I got it. That's like my first and only high-end guitar. And I got it for like half the price of what it should have been. I got super lucky I found it. Oh yeah, that was the pandemic year. Because I had been doing Gametal full time for so long, I was like, you know what? I think it's time I finally splurge and get something nice. And so I got that one. It's a Jackson DK2H for anybody wondering. Custom shop. But again, I got it for like, compared to what custom shops cost now, dirt cheap. Because I found it used and it was in like practically mint condition. I don't know why they sold it as cheap as they did, but they did. And I got it. And I was like, okay, you're going to replace the old Butar. Because the old Butar was good, but it wasn't high end. That guitar feels very, very, very good. Surprisingly, though, not my easiest to play guitar. That one's the blue guitar that I just used in the TV Time video, the Dean Vendetta. That guitar feels like you're pressing nothing. It's so crazy. But that one is like a step behind it. And it just has a feeling of solidness that the other ones don't have. Favorite song from Rhythm Heaven, Cosmic? Maybe Seesaw? Is that the one I'm thinking of? I can't say I'm like super familiar with Rhythm Heaven. Yeah, I like Seesaw. That's a fun one. I had to make sure it was the one I was thinking of. How long since I last used the blue Vendetta? I just used it. TV Time. Right? I think I did. Pretty sure I did. That's my flat standard slash drop D flat tuning guitar. Oh, besides TV Time? I still use it pretty regularly. But not like, let me see. Did you use an Esperanto? No, that was Atma Weapon guitar. I know it couldn't have been that long ago. Wasn't Sunstar. Now I'm curious. Old Enemy? Is that it, an Old Enemy? Old Enemy. Okay, yeah, I used it in Old Enemy. Shin Megami Tensei If. There you go. Not too long ago. Hey, Tawny. I don't know if you have done it yet or if you're doing so. Have you considered working on a video game development team? Do you prefer sticking with Gametal? Oh yeah, well I've worked with T-Lopes on a few things. Other than that, like, I mean, if someone asks, like, I'm always game. The thing is, you know, guitar players, like, there are so many people that play guitar now, which is fine. So like everybody has like a person they know that plays guitar. So I just kind of got really, really lucky that T-Lopes found me. And the way he found me, he said, was through the Egg Reverie cover. So I just got really lucky that he found me, to be honest. And that we hit it off and we've been working together for a while. So yeah, absolutely. If I've had a couple others hit me up as well. But he's my main man. Yeah, it's just usually people have a guitar player or they play guitar, so usually they do it. But yeah, I would love to be a part of a team that's working on something cool. But Gametal is always my main thing. Like, I don't think I could, unless it was something astronomically, insanely, like, huge. I couldn't stop doing Gametal because, like, Gametal pays the bills. Gametal keeps the roof and over the head and the lights on and the food on the table. So, like, there's nothing I've done that's taken more than, like, just a little bit. Like, everything I've done for T-Lopes and stuff, like, I've been able to do, like, on the side, really. Like, it doesn't take, like, an astronomical amount of time for me to do. Doesn't take... What am my dog barking for? It doesn't take, like, time away from Gametal. So, like, for me to, like, put Gametal to the side, it would have to be something of, like, apocalyptic proportions, like just so huge that I could not turn it down. And even then, I would still like do Gametal on the side, like I'd have to because of Patreon stuff. I can't lose all those Patreon people. And plus, I still owe them like a zillion acoustics. That's why I said Atma Acoustics is coming. It's coming. It's gonna come crazy. See you, B. Thanks for stopping by. Can I speak German? No. My last name in real life is German. But no, I can't speak a lick. I'm a country boy from down south in the USA. No German. Man at Cal, what advice do you have for amateur musicians? It depends on the advice they're looking for, because there's so many different avenues that one would want to pursue as a musician. Like some people ask, how can I get better at my instrument? Excuse me. I've run out of water. It depends on the specific advice requested, really. Like I said, some people are just like, how can I get better? Some people want to know how they can get more popular. Some people want to know about live performance. Some people want to know about recording. Damn. Hey, Peppy Dog. We've been joined by Pepper. So I guess like I had to follow that up with another question, and that question is, what kind of what do you want to know? This is Pepper. This is my baby, and hey girl. This other one is Scrappy. You might have seen him for a second. Okay. What's the remix I'm planning to do for 2026? I don't know. It's a secret unless you become a Gametal patron. I have to keep it a secret. It's one of their perks. I don't think I mean, I do have things planned for 2026, but like, typically I don't have specific songs for 2026 for like the next year picked out until like maybe the month before. College, New Sprig, greets from Germany. How's it going? Your dog is also named Pepper. All right, shout out. My wife named her because of her pepper-colored fur. Take it easy, number one, Zero Nup fan. I hope I said your name right. And Nick. I have 3 dogs, actually. Pepper, the Aussie Doodle you just saw. Scrappy, he's a mini Schnauzer. He popped up for a second, but he's so short. You probably might not have seen him. Is he still down here? No, they went back upstairs. Jujubee, she's a Carolina dog, which is, I guess it's a rare breed. I don't know if it still is. But she was like a stray that my wife brought home 11 years ago. Looks like a dingo. Obviously not a dingo, but she looks like, if you look up dingo, that's what Jujubee looks like. She was in the what was the last video she was in? Sorrow's Distortion, maybe, or maybe Rusty Bucket Bay. She made a cameo. Boomer Kuwanger, is it Kuwanger? Playing the keyboard. That's Jujubee. Had a Labrador. He passed away in 2020, unfortunately. Very sad. That was Bear. He's our big boy. Did I do the TMT Shredder's Revenge soundtrack? A Dish Best Served Cold. I am on every song playing guitar in that soundtrack, except for the Wu-Tang song, unfortunately. They didn't need guitar for that one. Like, damn, I wish they needed a guitar for that one. Would I do a collab with Jonathan Young? Yeah, if he was down, I'm down. Let's go. What advice for musicians that want to get better with production? Okay. Talking specifically audio, right? Because in the realm of video, like, I'm okay at best. Like, in a way, I almost do video just because, like, I have to. But sometimes I get fun with it. If you want to get better with production, absolute #1 piece of advice I can give you is to use reference tracks. Reference tracks are so helpful when you are mixing. And if you don't know what a reference track is, that is basically a track that has the sound that you are wanting to sound like, that you want to emulate. I can actually tell you my reference tracks that I use currently. I have like 5 or 6 of them. Basically, it's the sound you want to emulate. And, you know, everybody, of course, wants to have their own unique sound, blah, blah, blah. And you're going to have your own unique sound no matter what you do because, like, unless you are that specific person playing that specific instrument, being mixed by that specific engineer, like, you're not going to 100% sound like somebody. So you just kind of get close and add your own artistic stuff to it. Let me pull up my template for you. If it'll load. It takes a minute when I'm streaming. But yeah, having a point of reference for what something should sound like when you're mixing, trying to single it out by instrument if you can while you're listening to the full mix, and then trying to get your mix to sound like that, it's like the most awesome thing you can do. Again, kind of in the similar vein of what I was talking about when learning guitar and stuff, like so many YouTube tutorials now and videos by people with good advice. Also a lot of fluff. Watch out for the fluff. But yeah, look into EQ, learning how to EQ stuff, learning about compression, and learning about really compression and EQ. Like you learn those things pretty well. You can do so much with just compression and EQ. And then maybe reverb after that. And then mastering stuff after that, if you want to do your own mastering. I mean, the best mastering advice is to get somebody else to do your mastering because you're not supposed to. But yeah, in the year 2025, a lot of, especially us, are not funded by millions of dollars and of like insane companies and stuff. We're doing our own masters, and we have the technology and the ease of access to do so. The tracks I use for reference right now: The Long Distance or Murder from the F-Zero guitar range, The Way of All Flesh from Gojira, the Divine Bloodlines remix from Castlevania Judgment, The Only Thing They Fear Is You from Doom, Undefeatable from Sonic Frontiers, Black Aggression from Blaze Blue. I forgot what specific Blaze Blue game it's from. Those are the tracks I use as reference tracks, and that doesn't mean I'm trying to sound like those songs or even like that specific sound for every song I do, but like I use those when I'm like, okay, is my snare drum level right? Let me check these songs to see. Or like, oh, do I want this bass to sound this heavy? Is it louder? Like, it's just checking volumes and like, I guess equalization really of all your specific instruments. It's not like I'm trying to sound like Doom every song because I don't. But just using them as reference tracks. And usually the one I use the most is probably like the Divine Bloodlines one. Is a really good like all around sound to it. Where like, and then like another thing is I can rant about mixing like all day. The reason I use stuff like the Divine Bloodlines from Castlevania Judgment as a reference track a lot is it has almost every element that I personally use. It has keys and synths and drums and metal guitars. Only thing it's missing is like is a lead guitar tone. So that's why I also pull up other stuff like Undefeatable, which has like a solo. Undefeatable just has a good mix. It's also a very dark mix. If you don't know what I mean, it's just not, it doesn't have a lot of high end. But like for a dark mix, it's a really good mix. But yeah, hope that makes sense. Use reference tracks. That's my #1 production tip. And then after that, learn about EQ. It's a lot of good video. There's actually, God, I have to remember who it is. Is it mastering.com? It is mastering.com. They recently released, I think it was like last year. Yes. They released their full courses on how to use compression and how to use equalizer. They are very, very, very long, but they are worth the watch. Like, I've learned so much from watching those, and that was even after like years of doing this. Check out that channel, mastering.com. And it's called How to Use Compression, 10-hour course. How to Use Equalizer, 9-hour course. How to Use Reverb, 7-hour course. 100% worth it. Take 30 minutes to an hour out of your day for the next couple weeks and watch them. That's my long-winded explanation on production. Hi, Johnny. Thank you for always playing well. I can't read your name. I don't know how to read that text, but thank you. Super Nath. Or Nath. Thoughts on the Mario movie? You sure you want to know my thoughts on the Mario movie? Alright, my hot take on the Mario movie. It was alright. What do you think, Pepper? What do you think? It was alright. It was alright. It's alright. Like, there was a lot of cool references and stuff that you can catch in the background. I feel like maybe, like, I'm old, guys, okay? And gals. And others. I'm old. So, when I watch media that's... Pepper is squeaking her bunny. Hey! What are you doing? So when I watch stuff that's meant for younger audiences, like, usually the best thing you can get is something that's made for younger audiences that also has a lot of stuff, like a lot of overtones thrown in for adults that the younger people won't catch. I feel like the Mario movie it definitely skewed more towards the younger audience than for older folks like myself, which I understand. That's fine. It was a beautiful movie. Looked great. I just feel like, and I know it's Mario and you're not going to get like a ton of substance from a Mario story, but like, I don't know. I wanted more in that regards. But I will definitely catch the second one. Maybe it'll be better. We'll see. But it's a fine movie, is what I'll say. Is it one of my favorites? Probably not. We'll see how the Galaxy movie is. Oh. What's my favorite from Maximum Velocity? You know, I'll be honest with you. I have to look it up. Maximum Velocity is the F-Zero GBS soundtrack. I'm not super familiar, but there is one. I can't remember what it is. Let me see. Dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. I can't remember which one it is. That probably having like have to listen to it. There, I can't tell you off the top of my head. Soundtrack. I was hoping I could see the name and be like, oh, it's that one. I don't remember. I know GP Legend Climax. No, those two I know really well. But Maximum Velocity, I've only heard it a handful of times. Better Nate to the Never. Favorite Mega Man track? My favorite Mega Man song. Apologies for the squeaky toy in the background. That I've done. Okay, from X, it's Boomer Kuwanger. Or Kuwanger, however you say it. That's my favorite from X. From the classic series. Flashman or Solar Inferno? That's what I'd say. Flashman being the one of my favorites I haven't done yet. Hey, Dommy Nation. Glad you like the videos. Welcome to the stream. I've been going for a minute, haven't I? Oh, jeez. This was supposed to end at like 3. And I've just been rambling. We'll cut it soon. I'm going dehydrated. Thoughts on Mega Man X6? Not the best game. I haven't played it. Let me see the soundtrack. There are so many instances of games I haven't played, but I know the soundtrack kind of decently. Is this the one with Storm Owl? This is the Blaze Heatnix one. No, Storm Owl's 15, isn't it? No, it's 14. Storm Owl. Okay, I get them all mixed up because I've never played the later X's. Yeah, I can't really speak too much on X6. Blaze Heatnix is cool. That's all I can really say. Michael, any thoughts on doing more covers for fighting games? Yeah, we'll do more in time. There's a so for any of you who aren't Discorders, there is a Gametal Discord. If you are a Discorder and you're not in the Gametal Discord, it's pretty active. We're fairly active there. We got a bustling community, I would say. We do these things called request battles where I take a series and I have people submit votes for what songs they'd want from that series, and then we put the top votes against each other, and sometimes we do a tournament, sometimes we just take 2 songs and people vote on which one I should do, and then I do it. One of the most requested themes for a request battle is fighting games, and I'm thinking about doing one of those sometime. Maybe not next, but probably sometime in the future. But yeah, fighting games definitely not off the table. I haven't covered enough like Street Fighter and stuff. I know people are always like, you've only done like one Street Fighter song. What is wrong with you? And that was like a million years ago. I did Gambit from Marvel vs. Capcom. It kind of counts, right? Did Destroyed Skyworld start over? Oh, all right, everybody. I think we're slowing down a little bit. At least I am. I'll answer a few more questions, and then we're gonna get off here. I'm gonna post about the ballot in the community post. I'll recap that once I'm done. If anybody has any last minute questions to ask, feel free to go ahead and do so. Had a lot of fun today. Apologies for not doing a Q&A stream in a million years. It's just like, again, there was no real reason for not. It's been slipping my mind forever. I've been busy. Have I played Lemmings? Back when I was a child, I played Lemmings. Yeah. Like on MS-DOS. Favorite game you don't think you could cover a song for for the channel? I mean, it would have to be a game with like no music or something. I don't know. Because again, going back to what I said earlier, like most things are coverable in some way. Unless there's just nothing there for you to work with. But usually there's something there. Zerfsies. My week's been good. How's your week been? Mine's been fine. I got TV time out. I'm happy about that. Favorite game composer is Nobuo Uematsu, Final Fantasy legend. Without him, I probably wouldn't even. I might be into VGM, but not as much as I developed to be. Like, and it's an obvious pick, but like, it's just the Final Fantasy VI soundtrack just had so much influence on me. I think the only thing that came close to that was Super Mario RPG and Yoko Shimomura. She would probably be, I don't even know if I'd say she's my second. She's definitely like top 5 for me. Uematsu, like, without question. Can I do more Shinobi songs? Yes. You know, I got to do one because I was on Art of Vengeance. I have to do one. I'm trying to pinpoint which one from Art of Vengeance I want to do, and I have it whittled down to 2. And I'm gonna do one. I told T I'm gonna do one already. He said go for it. You wish you did the music for Brothership? I do too. Oh, all the dogs are here. Everyone is here. It's like Smash Ultimate. Hey. Come up. Up. You can do it. There she is. This is Jujubee. This is the one I said looks like a dingo. There you go. Okay. I'm gonna take you out in a minute. I'm almost done, okay? Almost done. Okay? You wanna say hi? Wanna say hi? Say hi. Say hi. She's not doing it. This is speak. She knows what it means. But she's not gonna do it. She's like, why are you asking me to speak now? It's unusual. Again, this is Pepper. She's my baby. She is obsessed with me. And I with her. Where's Scrappy? Scrappy. What are you doing? Come here. Here, boy. What are you doing? You got your sheepy? I can't take it. You got the sheepy? Okay, he is furiously shaking around a stuffed sheep, so he's busy. But yeah, Art of Vengeance is good. Kirby. For anybody, I talked about it at the early part of the stream, but Art of Vengeance, not just saying it because I was on the soundtrack, but it is actually a very, very good game. I thoroughly enjoyed myself. It's not super long. You can get like I think I completed it in 15 hours. But especially for those that like, you know, you just want like a game to play that's not going to take over your life like Silksong. Art of Vengeance. The combat system is like so good. It feels so smooth. And when I started playing Silksong immediately after I was done with Art of Vengeance, and like I kept trying to do Shinobi moves in Silksong. So there was a bit of an adjustment period to that, but yeah. There she goes. Now she's talking. What? What? I have not played Klonoa. Little Ocean. I almost did when they made the remake, but I don't know. I never got around to picking it up. I might someday. Our buddy Anton, he's a huge Klonoa fan. Shouts out to Anton. You can vote for any song on the ballot on the first page, Michael. Any song from any game, as long as it's from a game. That's the only rule. On the second page, which is completely optional, just specific series like Mario. Obviously, I want a Mario song, Pokemon song, etc., etc. But that's all. Those are optional. It's only on the second page. But on that first page, yeah, any song, any game goes. I guess the only rule that I haven't listed is that like not something that I just covered. Like obviously, I'm not going to cover TV Time again for the next decade. Would you take it as a challenge picking a game with a objectively bad soundtrack? Like Sonic Chronicles, try to make it good. Oh, yeah. Like, that's fine. I actually have a Chronicles song or two on the Patreon request list, I think. Hey, Frogman. Yeah, it's me. It's going good. How are you? Biggie Buck Bumble. But Bumble. Good. Glad to hear. All right. Any other last minute questions? We're going for a minute. I've lost track of time. I didn't realize it was already 4 or something. Vice City NES. Can't say I'm familiar. Hey, Meta Knight. Good to see you here. When I get a PS5, my wife wants one. It's part of the reason I wasn't planning on getting on a Switch 2, but then she got me one because crazy for my birthday. Crazy in the good way, of course. Eventually, they're already talking about the PS6, so I'm like, damn. Like, favorite game soundtrack of all time, Raven Court. That's easy. Actually, I don't think, unless it's probably been asked, but I missed it. Usually this gets asked a lot, but I don't think this has been asked this stream. Final Fantasy VI, number 1. Number 2 is Super Mario RPG. Number 3 is Kirby Superstar. I guess you could say Kirby Superstar Ultra because it's the same thing as Superstar, but throws in a few extras that are good, like Galactic Knight. And then like everything after that top 3, it's kind of a mix. Undertale's up there. Undertale's my most modern one that like when I first heard it, when I first played the game, I was like, this soundtrack is insane. That's a top 10. Maybe like number 5. Star Fox 64 is actually up there pretty high. It's a top 10 for me, personally. What else did I listen to a lot when I was a kid? If it were bigger, I would say Journey to Silius, but from NES. But there's only like 5 songs. I don't know if that counts. Do I think Smash Brawl has better soundtrack than Ultimate? That's an interesting question. You know, I would have to sit and actually look through the song list. Because trust me, I probably played 1,000 hours in both games. Easily. But when you ask that, I instantly wanted to say more Brawl songs were iconic to me than Ultimate songs. If that makes sense. Like the Brawl Meta Knight remix was like that's the Halberd remix, right? Like but the Ultimate remixes are all really good too. The thing that pissed me off about Ultimate is the lack of Final Fantasy remixes. We got like 3 and they were all of like songs that, did we need an Eris theme remix? Like is that the one I'm thinking of in Smash Bros? I just don't know. I just don't know. There was so much potential there to go crazy like they did with Castlevania, which was great. I was just didn't do it. Didn't do it. Brawl's main theme is better than Lifeline in your opinion? It's my favorite Smash theme too. I agree. I think Brawl's theme is the best of the Smash themes. I would say Brawl, Lifelight, Melee, 4, original. DK Rap remix from Ultimate. I'm trying to think, like, what's my favorite Ultimate remix? I mean, honestly, Smash 4 had some, like, Pac-Man's Park and Destroyed Skyworld. Like, those were awesome. I'm trying to think of what, like, what's the... Well, Ultimate had Gangplank. That's probably, like, the Ultimate remix. There's so many. Like, I don't know if I can tell you. Arteris Dewberry. I've been married for 10 years. It'll be 11 in a couple weeks, actually. It'll be 11. It's my beautiful wife, Charisse, who is on her way home as we speak. Yeah, Ultimate did put Advent Children, One Wing Angel, and Splatoon songs, but like, you know, Advent like doesn't count as a Smash remix, you know. Did anyone used to make up their own lyrics for Brawl's intro? I always thought of what was it? Was it College Humor that posted a video with lyrics? It was like some made up crazy stuff. I think that's, I don't even remember it now, but that's the ones I used to say. Cool to see gamers get married. Yeah, we've been married forever, so. Spider, do I play Soul Calibur? I played, which one was it I played? Was it 4? I think I played a little bit of 4. I wasn't like super into it or anything. I just kind of played through like arcade or whatever. But I have played, so I'm somewhat familiar. You wish Star Fox Rock Metal remixes were more common? Yeah, I could definitely cover more 64 Star Fox. Like, I love that soundtrack. It's one of my favorites. All right, everybody. I think it's time. Would you make another channel to make remixes from other media than games? I don't know, like music from... Yeah, Raven, people... Every that's so funny you asked that, because that used to be a question that got asked every stream, and I haven't seen it all day. No, again, it could have been asked and I missed it, but yeah. People always ask if I would do the anime stuff. I don't watch a lot of anime, so I'm not like super familiar with it. I did do the stuff on Twitter for a while where I was doing the NES songs and adding stuff to it. I was thinking about making another channel for that. Other than that, there's the Acoustics channel, which has the short acoustic stuff that you hear at the end of the Gametal videos. But yeah, I just try to keep my main focus on Gametal because that's how I make my living. When's the next Q&A? I don't know. Next time I have, because I used to do these when I had like big things to announce and reveal, or to like promote the ballot or something. But I just haven't had like a whole lot of big things to reveal just yet. I will soon, I promise. I just have to finish them. I've been having a problem with finishing big projects lately. But I would say sometime in the first half of next year we'll probably do another one of these, and I'll have some things to actually reveal then. Scrappy, you want to say bye? You're the only one that didn't come on stream. Come here. Come here. Come here. This is the baby. Oh, this is Scrappy. He is named Scrappy after Scrappy Doo, of course, because he is very tough. He does not take any mess from anybody. That means Jujubee. Pepper's very timid. She's like afraid of everything. He's not afraid of anything. Like, if Jujubee, being the adult, snaps at Pepper, Pepper will like back down and be, okay, my bad. Scrappy will want to keep fighting. He's like, let me at him. Okay, but yeah, we'll do another one of these in a few months. First half of next year, likely. But if not, just keep an eye on community posts. I'm always posting about stuff. If you are a streaming service listener, Spotify, Apple Music, I am on there. The last, not TV time, but the last 3 songs from August just went up. That being Vegas, Underground Moon Caverns, and Battle Legendary Beast, and Destroy Skyworld before that as well. All those are up on streaming now. Follow me on Spotify, please, and Apple Music. It's also up on Amazon and Deezer and other stuff as well, but like, I think that makes up like 1 to 2% of my streaming service listens. So I always just talk about Spotify and Apple. Yeah, follow me there. Got my Discord in the link in the description of this video, this Q&A, and of every video ever. If you want to become a part of the Discord, just don't be insane. That's all I ask. Don't be mean, or we'll kick you out. We're all nice. Next song should be ready soon, in a few days. And then another song shortly after that. And then there should be a 4th song for the month. jam-packing them at you at the end of the month like I've been doing, which I need to stop doing. But I keep doing it. Sorry about that. But they're coming. The ballot is live. The link is in the description of this video. I will post a community post pretty much right after I get off here with the link. It should be all pretty self-explanatory. I try to keep it as simple as possible, but the short version on that first page, the first entry, any song from any game. On the second page, it's completely optional. The only thing required is the first page. Second page lists a few of the most popularly requested series, stuff like Mario, Undertale, Deltarune, Pokemon, stuff like that. You only have to fill out the ones you're interested in. You don't have to do any of them, or you can do all of them if you want. Get that in. I'll probably close that in about a month, like mid-October. Did I ever put the date? I forgot to put the date. I'll put a date before I make the community post. But it'll be mid-October. What else? I do have stuff in the works. It's gonna be really cool. I promise. Just trust me. Make sure I'm not missing anything. I don't think so. Okay. Had a great time, you all. Time flew. It's been 3.5 hours. I only plan to do this for like no more than 2, but here we are today doing a almost 4-hour stream. Bowser says bye. He loves you all. Thank you for your love and support. Become a Gametal patron. I'm very active in the Patreon hangout in the Gametal Discord. I think I am. Right, you all? But yeah, come hang out with us there. Show your support. And if you can't become a patron, that's fine too. I understand. Trust me. But every little bit helps. Thank you all. Have a fantastic rest of your afternoon, evening, morning, whatever time it is where you live. I will see you next time. Oh no, my stream deck. Man, I told you all, everything went wrong on the stream. Like, work-wise. I had everything set up perfectly. It was going to be a flawless stream with no issues, and then, like, immediately I had issues. But here we are. I got it working again. Y'all have a good one.